You're listening to Reading Fightin' Phils Baseball on the Our Phils Radio Network. Now, out to the ballpark with your broadcasters, Bob McCool and Jake Starr.
At FirstEnergy Stadium, as the Reading Fightin' Phils will host the Hartford Yard Goats. It's a brand new season, a brand new look to the stadium, a brand new broadcast team as I welcome in my broadcast partner Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool, and a brand new manager for the baseball team in 2023 as well. We are joined by Al Padrique, and Al, let's get things started. The team off to an 0-3 start with a road trip to Richmond. What did you learn about your team on the road trip to Richmond?
Bob, thank you for having me. Definitely, we just started the season. Yes, we lost 3 games up in Richmond. The one thing I learned about these guys in this early season, they don't quit. We had a rough time with the weather. We had a rough time with the pitch and walking guys. Defensively, we didn't play well, as I know we can do a better job. And offensively, it's going to be a matter of time for the guys to feel comfortable on a daily basis, and they're going to start producing and helping the team get some win. And once we work as a team and we figure out things out that we know we need to get better, we're going to be fine.
So Al, as we turn the page to this series, you just had the opportunity to just walk from the clubhouse over here and experience some of the fanfare in Reading for the first time. How excited are you to see these Reading fans and play in front of them to start the season?
Well, definitely I am, and I'm sure the kids, our team are as well. Just the fact that walking out here, interacting with the fans like that, it brought memory back when I started playing professional baseball in the States. You had a chance to talk to the fans, sign autograph before game starts. So I'm excited. Opening night back in Reading. Weather is awesome. So we're very happy about that. And like I said, we're ready to go.
Yeah, we appreciate you bringing some of that Venezuela weather with you for opening night and opening week. It's going to be a great week and a great week of weather. But Al Padrique, if you don't know anything about him, Al Padrique has been around the game of baseball for a lifetime. 45 plus years in baseball. Came to the United States from Venezuela as a 17-year-old to play minor league baseball and eventually into Major League Baseball, but also spent time on Major League Baseball as a coach. So I think the question, Al, for me, from somebody who has been around the game of baseball from a fan's perspective, what makes coming back to managing in Double-A after as much time as you've spent at all the levels of baseball, including in the major leagues, why does managing at Double-A here in Reading appeal to you?
Well, Bob, first of all, I'm a baseball man. I've been in this game, like you said, for 44 years. Obviously, last year I was on the Marlins as a third base coach, infield coach. They made a lot of changes in the coaching staff, and I called almost everybody that I know in the game. And the Phillies, they called me with a serious offer, and they told me the only thing we got available is to manage in Double-A, and I told them I'd do it. They were surprised at the beginning, but I told them I would like to be where I can be, make a difference on the players' career and their life. And I thought coming to Philadelphia, coming at the right time. This is an organization that's getting solid all the way around. I'm very happy so far. And what I saw in spring training, I was very pleased the way coaching staff work together. Front office interact with the coaching staff, with the players. So that's a good sign, the fact that you can come out every day, do your job, and make sure you make the players better and get them hopefully to the big league.
Al, you're a guy who, in your playing career, spent a lot of time in minor league baseball. What kind of lessons did you take from your time as a player that you now transpire to being a manager in the minors?
Just be positive, and that's one thing I always try to let the players know. It doesn't matter how you feel, it doesn't matter what kind of game you had the night before. Every day is a new day, and that's the beauty about this game, that you can have a bad night or a good night. The next day is you started from zero. So that's the one thing I learned throughout playing all the levels in the minor league, manage, coaching all the levels in baseball, that I can let them know what it takes to be ready on day in and day out. Regardless of the results, just trust the process. It's a long way, long season, and just take one day at a time.
I would think one of the issues to be a manager in the minor leagues, obviously the goal of the organization is to advance the players forward. It's not for them to be in Reading for the entire season or for multiple seasons, but it's to get them to Philadelphia as fast as possible. But at the end of the day, Al Padrique is going to be judged not just by how fast the players advance, but by wins and losses. Is it a difficult dynamic as a minor league manager to weigh that versus players' development versus wins and losses on the field?
Bob, not really, because our main goal as a staff, including myself, is to make sure the kids understand what it takes to compete, to get ready every day, to be able to go out and perform. Obviously, they're going to worry about their own numbers, but if you take care of the team first, the numbers will be there at the end. Definitely, we want to win. Don't take me wrong. We're here to win, and they know that we're going to do whatever we can to win as many games. And also, we got to make sure that we help these guys to develop in all the areas. And once we get that phone call from Philadelphia, we can tell them, hey, they're ready to go and be able to compete and help you guys to win games up there.
Al, last one from us before we let you go. As we said, opening night tonight, a lot of fans super excited about you, super excited about this team. What kind of RFL's teams can these fans expect to see here this season?
A team that's going to go out, give 100%, play the game hard, run balls out, and give the fans a good show. And like I said earlier, it's going to be a long season, but we'll make sure that when the game starts, we're ready to compete, go out and give the fans a good show that they can watch it and really enjoy it.
That's going to do it for our time with Al Padrique. He's got some work to do. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more of our pregame show live from Tompkins Vis Plaza on opening night, FirstEnergy Stadium on the Fightin' Phillies radio network.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phillies. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksareus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phillies.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 Phillies Fiesta Friday partner.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Starting at $34, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Welcome back to Tompkins Vis Plaza, again alongside Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool. We're going to be your broadcast team for 2023 for the Reading Fightin' Phillies. It is indeed opening night. And Jake, I don't know how connected you are to the Mother Nature gods, but the Mother Nature gods have dealt the Reading Fightin' Phillies a wonderful reception for opening night. Not only for tonight, beautiful sunny night, warm weather, but the homestand. It's his first game of a 6-game homestand, and it looks like it is going to be absolutely spectacular all week long.
Bob, you couldn't have asked for better weather for the opening homestand for Reading. I mean, right now, 73 degrees and sunny, barely any clouds in the sky, and really all week long. Obviously, we're expecting a great crowd tonight, but really the rest of the week, too. Like, if you don't know what you want to do the rest of the week, come to an Phillies game. The weather's going to be great. The baseball is going to be perfect. Can't ask for a better place to be.
And then once you walk around this Tompkins Vis Plaza, there are going to be some people who may be surprised if they don't pay attention to the events of what's been going on here at FirstEnergy Stadium. It's going to be a brand new look and a brand new dimension to this ballpark, and that, of course, is the Redner's Event Center. It made its debut, if you will, for the media this week and the naming rights for Redner's Event Center. But it is a massive building that is now a part of right center field here at the ballpark. The front facade is done. As we've kind of described it here with the Fightin' Phils, it's kind of like a movie set. The front facade is done where all the work is going on behind the scenes, and that ultimately will be done in 2024. But for the 2023 season, it is here, it is present, and it is going to be a factor as the game unfolds in front of us on a nightly basis, because it is going to be very much in play with what is about a 22-foot high wall and now in right center field.
Yeah, the wall's higher. It's brought in a little bit, but as an outfielder, one of those things you have to learn, Bob, is those bounces. Which way is the ball going to bounce off the wall? You had that short wall here for so long that you're, as an outfielder, Johan Rojas, he knows those hops. Now you're Rojas, ball's hit the right center field. You got to know how to play that. If you're going too far, ricochets off the wall, rolls away. Sit back. Got to figure out what you want to do with those hops. But look, new wall comes new challenges for the players, but you heard Al Padrique. You know it's a challenge this team's up for.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting season. There is some outstanding young talent here in Reading, as there always is. Some of the more highly regarded players within the organization are here, and their opponent, the Hartford Yard Goats, also a very good baseball team, and they too have some outstanding young talent, and we'll be able to talk about them over the course of this 6-game series. Again, this is opening night, and it is the first of 6-game series. This is also our pregame show. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with much more from FirstEnergy Stadium right after this on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care, how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information. White Star Tours and Travel Centers offers the R-Phils fan road trip again this season. It's your chance to hit the road with other R-Phils fans, see an R-Phils road game, meet with an R-Phils player, and also see an Iron Pigs and Phillies road game. The White Star R-Phils road trip visits Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland from Thursday, July 20th until Sunday, July 23rd. See the R-Phils in Altoona Thursday, meet with an R-Phils player or coach, then head to Toledo Friday and Cleveland Saturday to see many former Fightins in action. The trip heads back to Reading on Sunday. Visit the customer service booth for more info on the White Star R-Phils fan road trip to Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland. Space is very limited, so sign up today.
Welcome back to Tompkins Vis Plaza at FirstEnergy Stadium. Again, alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. This is the pregame show. First pitch is scheduled for 6:45, and of course, we'll have the first pitch all the way up through last pitch here on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network. This is the first game of 69 home games on the season, and obviously the first of a 6-game homestand against the Hartford Yard Goats. Jake, before we went to break, we were talking a little bit about some of the prospects that are in this organization, some of the players. It's not just about the prospects. You go to anybody in that locker room, the 31 guys who are representing the Reading Fightin' Phils in the locker room, in total 28 on game night, they all are hoping for their opportunity to get to the next level. But when you take a look at this organization, there are some who jump out more so than others. And obviously for the fans, Mick Abel is the one that everybody wants to get a look at, wants to get a chance to pitch. He is scheduled to pitch on Thursday night. He did pitch one of the 2 games in the doubleheader on Saturday. It did not go very well for Mick Abel, so no doubt he'll want to get an opportunity to redeem himself a little bit on Thursday night, but there's going to be a lot of fans who want to see Mick Abel throw the baseball.
Bob, the biggest thing that separates good baseball players from great baseball players is the ability to have a short memory. If you're Mick Abel, you flush that Richmond start down the toilet the minute you're done with it and you move on. So I'm excited and intrigued Thursday to kind of see what Mick Abel looks like, because he is a Phillies number 2 prospect for a reason. And granted, he would be the number 1 prospect in a lot of organizations, but there's some guy by the name of Andrew Painter that sits above him right now. But I'm excited to see Abel on Thursday because I think he's going to bounce back and bounce back nicely. It's a very talented Hartford lineup this week that he's going to face, but I think it's a challenge that he's certainly up for.
Another one who is going to be a big piece of the puzzle for the Reading Fightin' Phils. They've got him plugged into the 3-hole, and he's got himself off to a very good start, and that is Carlos De La Cruz. He is kind of a unicorn in a lot of ways as a baseball player, because when you look at him, he doesn't look like a baseball player. He looks like a basketball player. He's 6'8", and he had been an outfielder. But they have used him so far, and he'll be in the lineup tonight as the first baseman. This is obviously the 4th game. And so 3 of the first 4 games, Carlos De La Cruz has been playing first base. And if you're following what's going on in the Phillies organization, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out Rhys Hoskins is hurt, Derek Hall is hurt, and hey, how good is Carlos De La Cruz, and how quickly could he be a factor? But he's got to get it done here in Reading before we can worry about that. But he's off to a very good start.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Bob, when he talked about what's going on in the Phillies organization. And there's a couple factors there, too. 6'8", 210, that's big for an outfielder. You could be a corner outfielder that height, but that just screams first base. His power is first base power. And I know we were talking pregame. I don't want to put any carts before the horse, but 444 through a weekend, he's looking good. If he keeps this up and the Phillies still have a lot of uncertainty at first base, I could see De La Cruz kind of accelerated through the system a little bit.
And then you look at, speaking of accelerated, how about Johan Rojas, who can do flat out that? He is going to be in center field every day that he is in Reading. His talent on the defensive side is already a known commodity. For Johan Rojas, his speed and his defensive abilities are what is going to get him to the major leagues faster than anything else. But what the Philadelphia Phillies organization wants to see is his productivity with the bat in his hands. He's going to bat leadoff more often than he is not, but he, on the flip side, has not gotten his season off to a good start. Again, it's only 3 games, but making contact, getting himself on base is going to be the key for Johan Rojas to be able to accelerate his way in this organization.
When scouts look at Johan Rojas, the report on him always is major league ready defender, bat tool needs some work. The speed's there, the defense is there. If he can get that bat tool to turn around, he's going to be a really good player. Hitless in the opening series, you don't love to see that, but you know he's a guy who can snap out of that quickly. The one time he reached base, you know what he did? He stole. So he's one of those guys, like you look at Billy Hamilton, Gerard Dyson, there's a name back when the Royals were really good. Those are the kind of guys that you just get them on base any way possible. Bunt, single, walk, just get him on base. And you know the pitcher his mind's going to be sidetracked. You add in the pitch clock too, but you have a guy with Rojas' speed on base, he can do damage. So the key for Rojas, just find a way on at the top of the lineup, and then let your big guys, McCarthy Tatum, Ethan Wilson, Carlos De La Cruz, go to work behind you.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of talk over the course of the opening couple of weeks of baseball season that the game of baseball is kind of changing back a little bit. The speed element is now a bigger piece of the puzzle. Bigger bases, and because of the pitch clock, it is brought the stolen base back into the equation a little bit more. So it's an even more imperative for Johan Rojas to be able to exhibit those skills. One of the players who is in the top 30 in the Phillies prospects who is here in Reading is going to come out of the bullpen, Andrew Baker. He has been clocked consistently at above 96 miles per hour and as fast as 102 miles an hour. The Reading Fightin' Phils are looking forward, and the fans will be interested to see him bring that heat coming out of the Reading Phillies bullpen over the course of the season.
And he's going to bring it. He's one of those guys that, real quick is going to be a late inning, high leverage reliever, especially against righties in the lineup.
That's going to do it for our pregame show. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, it'll be opening pitch time, opening night at FirstEnergy Stadium. You'll hear it right here on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network.
Can't make it to the ballpark? The Phillies Radio Network has you covered. Legendary Berks County broadcaster Bob McCool is joined by Jake Starr, and they'll bring you radio coverage of all 69 Phillies home games in 2023. Tune in on the Fightin' Phils YouTube channel, Twitch account, Facebook page, or at rphils.com/radio.
The Savage Auto Group Ram Club puts you close to the action on the field with seating in the front 2 rows located directly behind the Fightin' Phils bullpen down the right field line. Fans will enjoy terrific waitress service and have counter space for their food and drink. Fans can reserve the area for 36 people or book any amount of tickets.
Keep up with everything our Phils on social media. Follow us for exclusive content such as highlights, interviews, features, and much more. Find us on Twitter at Reading Fightins, on Instagram at Fightins, on Facebook by searching Reading Fightin Phils, and even on TikTok. Keep up with one of the mostly followed teams in all of minor league baseball on social media.
Welcome to opening night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. It is the beginning of a brand new season here in Baseball Town. My name is Bob McCool. My broadcast partner for the 2023 home stanza is Jake Starr. Tonight, the Reading Fightin Phils begin a series against the Hartford Yard Goats. It is game one of a 6-game series, and we are moments away from first pitch as tonight's game gets us underway for a brand new season. Fightin Phils did get their season underway over the weekend. They were on the road, got off to a little bit of a delay. We're in Richmond for a 3-game series against the Flying Squirrels. They were scheduled to play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday's game got rained out, so it became a doubleheader on Saturday. 7-inning games in those doubleheaders in the minors, and then a 9-inning game on Sunday. But unfortunately for new manager Al Padrique and the Fightin Phils, it was a lost trip, so to speak. They ended up going 0 for 3. They take on the Yard Goats team, who also had a little bit of a stumble coming out of the gate. They took on Bowie at home on the first series for the Yard Goats. They went 1-2. And Jake, we're a few minutes before we get the lineups to you in a moment, but these two programs both in a similar situation in the sense they both have a lot of prospects on the list. The Hartford Yard Goats, among minor league baseball teams, considered one of the top teams in minor league baseball in terms of prospects. In fact, ranked number 8 in minor league baseball in terms of how good they could be. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, it did get them off to a great start at 1-2.
Yeah, and Bob, a lot of credit goes to that Rockies player development staff for their work in identifying a lot of these top prospects and having them ready at the AA level to get to where they are right now. It's a Hartford team littered with prospects that I'm really excited to watch and see kind of how Reading matches up with, because Reading's got its own prospects too.
We talked about some of them in the pregame show with Johan Rojas and Carlos De La Cruz at the top of the order. Of course, Mick Abel is a player a lot of people in the Phillies organization and Philly fans want to see, and he is scheduled to pitch in Thursday night's game. Today's cross-country mortgage loan officer Joanna Arias, our Phils team leaders, is brought to you by cross-country mortgage loan officer Johanna Arias. And again, although it was a slow start for the Fightin Phils, it was a good start for Carlos De La Cruz, who went 4 for 9 in the 3-game stands in Richmond. He is batting at 444, including a double coming into tonight's game. So he is our team leader in terms of offensive numbers through the first 3 games. That's today's cross-country mortgage loan officer Johanna Arias is our Phils team leaders. Contact Johanna today at 484-554-9969 or via email at johanna.arias at myccmortgage.com. Thanks again to cross-country mortgage loan officer Johanna Arias. As we take a look now at our starting lineups for the visiting team, that of course would be the Hartford Yard Goats, and our starting lineups are brought to you by Golden Oaks Landscaping. For the Yard Goats, leading off in center field will be Vladimir Restituyo. Batting in the 2-hole is one of those top prospects Jake alluded to a moment ago, left fielder Zach Bean. Batting in the 3 spot is the designated hitter Hunter Goodman. Batting 4th is the first baseman Grant Levine. Batting 5th, another top prospect in the Rockies system is Warming Bernabel. He's at 3rd base. Drew Romo, another of the top prospects, is the catcher and batting 7th. Batting 6th, batting 7th is the shortstop Julio Carreras. Batting 8th is the right fielder Nico Decolati. And batting in the 9 spot is the second baseman Eddie Diaz. And on the mound for the Reading Fightin Phils, Jake, is left-hander David Parkinson.
Parkinson, who missed all the 2022 season, spent most of 2021 in AAA Lehigh Valley, where he went 1-11 over 20 games, 18 starts with a 7.93 ERA, pitched in 78 and a third innings pitched, struggled 109 hits, struck out just 68, walked 28, but he's a guy who spoke a lot on Media Day, Bob. Took last year, kind of mentally reset himself, feels a lot better going into tonight. We saw him a week ago tonight during the Phils scrimmage in Lakewood against the Jersey Shore Blue Claws, the Phillies high A affiliate.
he looked good. 4 innings of work, looked really sharp. Kind of struggled early, but really found that curveball, especially too, as of late. So, I'm excited for a guy like him to get the home opener start. Like Tyler Phillips got the season opening start. 2 guys who missed all of last year, but they have great stories. So super excited to see what Parkinson does against a really talented Hartford lineup, Bob.
We'd like to thank tonight's opening night Phil's alumni National League champion T-shirt sponsor, Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School. Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School was established in 2000 as a kindergarten to 12th grade online public school. Today, they educate over 11,000 students from all over Pennsylvania. The learning never stops at pacyber.org. For more information on the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School, visit pacyber.org. Thank you to our opening night Phil's alumni National League champion T-shirt sponsor, the Pennsylvania Cyber Charter School. A lot of people in the ballpark tonight on an absolutely gorgeous night. Opening night of baseball season. Game time temperature 71 degrees. That's right, 71 degrees. A little bit of a wind, not much of a wind, but just enough. 8 to 12 miles an hour, and it is blowing out to right center field, and Vladimir Restituto right after it going to center field, but Johan Rojas cruises back and squeezes it. 1 pitch, 1 out, recorded for David Parkinson as the Fightin' Phils get the home opener underway in fitting style with a fly out to center field, 1 up, 1 down.
Ball was hit well by Restituto, but really nice job there by center fielder Rojas, easily tracking that one down quickly.
Matthew Kroon is in left field on one side of Johan Rojas. Baron Radcliffe is in right field. Second pitch swinging for Zach Veen as well, but he fouls this one out of play. The rest of the defensive starters for the Fightins, Carlos De La Cruz is at first base. Wendell Rijo is at second. Pedro Martinez, that's right, Pedro Martinez is at short. McCarthy Tatum is at third. Pitch up and in as Veen shows bunt, ducking him out of the way. Max McDowell, a veteran, is at the catcher spot for David Parkinson. And then a 1-1 count for Veen. And the pitch to him is just a bit outside, and it's now 2 balls and a strike to Veen. 2-1 pitch, lined into left field and sinking fast, and will be in for a hit as Matthew Kroon will field it on a hop. And so Zach Veen is a 1-out base runner. First hit of the baseball game coming from one of the Rockies' top prospect, and 20-year-old Zach Veen gets his 4th hit of the season. That will bring up Hunter Goodman. Now with Veen, a player you have to watch at first base. And Goodman at the plate. 4 for 10 in the opening series. There's a snap throw by Parkinson, and just diving back is Zach Veen. Nice pickoff attempt there by Parkinson, and Veen almost got caught. Goodman with a double and a home run and an RBI in that opening series. 5'11", 210-pounder, 23 years of age, takes one outside. Originally from Arlington, Texas. The 4th-round draft pick of the Rockies in 2021 out of the University of Memphis. 1 ball, no strikes to him. This one grounded towards third, but Tatum has it, flips to second, low throw, dug out nicely by Wendell Rijo on a backhanded stop. That's all they'll get, but a fine play on both ends. McCarthy Tatum, the backhand stop, and the nice pick at second base for Wendell Rijo on the fielder's choice. So Goodman is safe at first. Veen, the speedier of the two, is retired, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, first baseman Grant Levine.
Really nice play there, third by Tatum. Excellent scoop by Rijo at the second base bag as well.
Not a big lead for Goodman as Parkinson comes up and in. Looked like a curveball that didn't quite break enough for Parkinson, and Levine takes it away. 2 for 10 in the opening series with a double, did not drive in a run. 1-0 pitch, tried to check his swing, but it's over for a called strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. And if you have not heard the news, if you haven't made it past FirstEnergy Stadium, there's a brand new object on the field, and it is in right center field, and of course it has now got a name. It is the Redner's Event Center, and it will come into play as this game and this series and this season unfolds. It is in right center field, and it spans all the way across the dead center field portion of the outfield wall and a little bit into left center field. With right now 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count on Grant Levine. This one fouled straight back, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. at first is Hunter Goodman, 2 downs. Levine, 23 years of age, native of Bedford, New Hampshire. Not too far away from the home base of the Hartford Yard Goats, of course, in Hartford, Connecticut. Pitch the plate, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will do it for the Goats in the first. No runs, a hit. They leave 1 after a half. Hartford, no score. The Reading Fightin' Phils to the plate for the first time in the homestand of 2023.
Gear up for Fightin' Phil's season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Phil's team store at FirstEnergy Stadium or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phil's hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selections of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading Hot Dogs gear, plus throwback, black, R-Train, R-Phils attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phils, 2 great hometown partners.
Fans, nothing beats a great day at Golden Oaks Golf Club. Located just minutes from Reading, Golden Oaks is a beautiful, award-winning golf course open to the public with perfect greens, lush fairways, and a course playing for 5 sets of tees. Bogey's Pub is open to the public with the area's best full-course menu, featuring indoor and outdoor seating and TVs to watch your favorite sports teams. Let the Golden Oaks Golf Club team cater to your need. Lunch, dinner, golf outings, parties, company events, and fundraisers. Visit our website at GoldenOaksGolfClub.com and follow Golden Oaks Golf Club and Bogey's Pub on Facebook. Golden Oaks Golf Club, where great memories are made.
Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium as the Reading Fightin' Phils come to plate here in the bottom half of the first inning. Johan Rojas will lead off. He's in center field. Oliver Dunn is a designated hitter. He'll bat in the 2 spot. Carlos De La Cruz bats third. He's at first base. Batting cleanup is third baseman McCarthy Tatum. As the first pitch, Rojas right back up through the box. And Johan Rojas, who had a tough road trip to Richmond, changes that in a heartbeat after an 0-for-12 road trip. First pitch swinging, Rojas grounds it right back up to the middle. Base hit, and he's on board for the Fightin' Phils. The rest of the lineup for Al Padrique on opening night here at FirstEnergy. Baron Radcliffe will bat 5th. Batting 6th is the left fielder Matthew Kroon. Batting 7th is Wendell Rijo. Batting 8th is the catcher Max McDowell. And batting 9th is the shortstop Pedro Martinez. Facing right-handed pitcher and a bit of a local product in Chris McMahon. He takes a look back at Rojas, who has a good lead and tremendous speed. And McMahon with a snap throw, and Rojas dives back in safely. Rojas did get on base once in that trip to Richmond, and he did steal. He's got outstanding wheels. And certainly the Yard Goats will keep an eye on him as Oliver Dunn steps to the plate. Left-handed hitter. 0-for-6 on the road trip to Richmond. And Rojas does take off. The pitch and the throw down is not going to be on time. Rojas steals easily as the throw from catcher Drew Romo pulls to the opposite side, to the shortstop side of the bag for Julio Carreras, who was covering. So the stolen base for Rojas puts a runner in scoring position with nobody out, and a 1-ball and a no-strike count to the batter, Oliver Dunn. Man takes a look back, comes to the plate. Dunn rips it into right field, is through for a base hit. Rojas a big turn, and he will score without a problem. And the Reading Fightin' Phils in their first at bat here on the home portion of the schedule on top 1-0. Base hit and an RBI for Oliver Dunn.
Great piece of hitting there by Oliver Dunn. Just finds the hole on the right side. Able to drive home Rojas, who did a lot of the work himself. Had that single, stole second, and then scores on the base hit.
So that will bring up Carlos De La Cruz. Again, he was the hottest hitter for the Fightin' Phils in the road trip to Richmond. 4 for 9 in that trip. He also walked a couple of times as Dunn gets his first hit of the season, and what is it? Nothing more than a base hit and an RBI and a 1-0 lead for the Fightins. With De La Cruz now batting with still nobody out, the first pitch to him is a bit low.
not a difficult thing to do with Carlos De La Cruz, who is 6'8", 210-pounder, just 23 years of age, native of Yonkers, New York, went undrafted coming out of high school. And he has blossomed into a promising talent in the Phillies organization. Right now, the number 9 prospect in the Phillies organization. Played 64 of his games last year at Jersey Shore, hit 266 with 10 home runs, then came here to Reading to finish out the season. And in 38 games here at FirstEnergy Stadium, hit 277 with 7 more home runs. Pitch to him again a little bit low, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. Dunn takes his lead off of first. Pitch to plate is again low, and 4 straight out of the strike zone for Carlos De La Cruz. His 3rd walk of the season puts 2 runners on now, and still nobody out here in the bottom half of the 1st inning. So that will bring McCarthy Tatum to the plate. McCarthy with the only home run so far on the season for the Fightin Phils. One of his 2 hits in the series in Richmond. Dunn at second, De La Cruz at first, with a 1-run lead already on the books for the Fightins here in the bottom half of the 1st inning. First pitch to Tatum is again low. 5 straight now out of the zone, and a pitch and a visit to the mound for catcher Drew Romo. And now it looks like pitching coach will also come out for the Yard Goats. And a visit from Blaine Beatty. So Chris McMahon having a little bit of troubles early on, and he gets a visit from his catcher and his pitching coach. McMahon, native of Westchester, Pennsylvania, played his high school baseball at Westchester Ruston High School. 2017 graduate, then went on to play at the University of Miami. Made only 20 starts over 3 years, was saddled with some knee and arm injuries while he was at Miami. Made just 4 starts last year at High A Spokane. Was on the injured list from August 18th until the end of the season because of a lat sprain. He's got himself in a jam right now with runners at first and second. Now Dunn takes off on the first pitch to the plate, and he'll steal it easily. Oliver Dunn got a walking and almost a running lead, and he steals the bag easily. Clearly going on his own. De La Cruz did not move up along with him. So the count now to McCarthy Tatum is 1 ball and 1 strike, as that pitch was a called strike. So now runners at the corners, still nobody out for Tatum. This pitch is again low, and it's 2-1. So McMahon has missed consistently low to this point. 4 straight put Carlos De La Cruz at first base. Now finds himself behind to Tatum, 2 balls and a strike. This one's way outside. Good stop by Drew Romo. And it's now 3 balls and a strike. Zach Bean is in left field. Vladimir Restituyo is in center. Nico Decolati is in right field. Grant Levine at first. Eddie Diaz at second. Julio Carreras at short. Warming Bernabel is at third. And with Romo behind the plate. 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch lined into right field. It's going to be through for a base hit. Dunn will score without a problem. De La Cruz takes a big turnaround second. He'll stay there. A base hit and an RBI from McCarthy Tatum, and it's 2-0 Fightin Phils.
Good piece of hitting there from Tatum. Once again, they're just finding that hole on the right side.
So the hits and the runs were hard to find in Richmond, but the home cooking has done it well so far for Reading. They're on top 2-0, still nobody out here in the bottom half of the 1st inning, as Baron Radcliffe will stride to the plate. So the 3rd RBI of the season now for McCarthy Tatum. And Radcliffe also first pitch swinging, but he fouls this one off his foot. Barron, 6'4", 228-pounder, bats left-handed. Plays in right field. He's 24 years of age. Originally from Lansing, Michigan, born in Lansing, Michigan, but grew up in Georgia. Played high school baseball at Norcross High School in Georgia. Outstanding 2-sport athlete. He was a really good quarterback in high school, as in addition to his baseball exploits. And the pitch to him The 1-0-1 pitch is low on a breaking ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Baron Radcliffe, who hit 17 home runs last year at Jersey Shore. Went 2 for 8 on the road trip to Richmond. 1-1 pitch. Broke his bat and fouled down the third baseline. So the ball went at Al Padrique. The bat went at Chris McMahon. Sawed it in half. Radcliffe ended up with the handle in his hands, and McMahon will pick up the other pieces of the bat between the pitcher's mound and home plate. So new wood required for Baron Radcliffe, and now a 1 ball and 2 strike count. Apologize, we know we had a little bit of some audio issues early on in this one. It's opening night for everybody, including for us here in the booth. As Baron Radcliffe at the plate with 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. This one's way up high, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, as we said, opening day for everybody. He's getting everything kind of all settled and figured out up here, but excited to bring you our Phil's coverage all season long.
2 runs in for the Phils, still nobody out. Bottom half of the first inning. Pitch fouled off. Nice piece of hitting there by Radcliffe, just trying to protect the plate. Baron comes from great lineage. His father Vic, was a 4th-round draft pick of the Kansas City Royals. His mom, Nikki Caton was her maiden name, was an outstanding basketball player. Close your ears, Jake, at Ohio State University.
Oh, I don't want to hear that one as a Penn Stater myself.
Pitch to the plate, off-speed pitch, and Radcliffe way out in front, and that is strike 3. So Baron Radcliffe, a strikeout victim. First out recorded for McMahon. First out here in the inning, and that will bring up Matthew Kroon. Kroon ended up with a very short season last year here in Reading, and a knee injury, sliding into base on the 2nd game of the season. But he returns here looking for something big here in the bottom half with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch swinging, lost this one into right field. Going back on it is Decolati, and he'll get back to the warning track and make the catch. De La Cruz will tag up. He'll move from 2nd to 3rd. 2 down now here in the bottom of the first inning with runners on the corners.
Gave that one a ride, but nice play by the right fielder out there.
So that will bring up Wendell Rijo. Wendell, the MVP of the Fightin' Phils a season ago. Back here, very versatile player, an experienced player. He's 27 years of age and was 2 out of 6 with a couple of RBIs for Al Badrique's team in the trip to Richmond, and a chance to do some more damage here. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs, bottom half of the first inning, 2 runs across so far for Reading. First pitch swinging again is Rijo, and he'll foul this one up and out of play. All right, guys up there hacking right out of the gate. Warm, sunny night. It's opening night. Got a new target to shoot for in right center field. Let's get up there swinging. De La Cruz takes his lead off of 3rd. Tatum off of 1st. Chris McMahon from the stretch. I think time was called before the delivery of that pitch. Rijo had started to step out of the box. And home plate umpire Pete Talkington gave him the time. Pete Talkington is behind the plate. Jae Young Kim is the first base umpire. Third base umpire is Christian Romer. Wendell Rijo right now standing at the plate. 2 on and 2 out. This is over for a called strike. Strike 2 now on Rijo. '53 RBIs, team leader in that category for Reading last season. Pitch here is over for a call, strike 3, and that will do it for the Fightins here in the first. But they do put 2 across. They do so on 3 hits, and they leave 2 after 1 complete on opening night at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Reading Fightin' Phils 2, Hartford Yard Goats nothing.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us. We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Our Phil's fans can continue to expect great performances all season long on the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. It's the home of great local talent, including the Our Phil's mascot band. Burke's Commercial Roofing prides itself on being a locally owned and operated company that puts an emphasis on customer service. They provide free on-site estimates and can handle any size repair, restoration, or replacement. Visit burkscommercialroofing.com or call 610-717-3949 for more information. And don't forget to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show at the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage at America's Classic Ballpark.
Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Burke's Packing provides America's Classic Ballpark with quality products, including the highly acclaimed flat-top grilled hot dog. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium. Reading Fightin Phillies, Hartford Yard Goats, and it is 2-0 with Hartford coming to the plate here in the top half of the second inning. Warming Bernabel, Drew Romo, and Julio Carreras, the three due up, facing David Parkinson on the mound tonight for the Fightins. And the first pitch from Parkinson is lifted straight up in the air. De La Cruz will give it a chase into foul territory right in front of the Savage 61 dugout suite and makes the catch for out number one here in the second.
Catcher number 7, Drew Romo.
That will bring up Drew Romo. Romo, again, one of the top prospects in the Rockies organization. And the catcher takes one up high, ball one. Romo, 5'11", 205-pounder, just 21 years of age. He is a switch hitter. And again, takes this one. This one is, however, over for a called strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike. He was a competitive balance A draft. That's at the end of the first round. Number 35 overall prospect taken in the 2020 draft out of the Woodlands High School in Texas. He's originally from Fountain Valley, California. 1-2 pitch to the plate is a breaking ball that's a little bit too low, and the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Drew Romo. Parkinson working quickly, comes back, and it's over for, nope, just a bit high. But that was going to be a call. Looked like home plate umpire Pete Toggany was thinking about ringing him up and then changed his mind. So the count now full. Parkinson right back to him. This one tapped towards the right side. De La Cruz up with it. Parkinson's got a cover and gets there in time. A nice hookup between first baseman and pitcher covering the bag for out number 2. Goes 3-1 in the scorebook and 2 down here in the second. That will bring Julio Carreras to the plate. Carreras 3 for 12 in the opening series against Bowie. With a double and an RBI. Carreras, number 27 prospect in the Rockies organization, is on their 40-man roster, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back. Native of the Dominican Republic, signed in 2018 in the international as an international free agent. He's 23 years of age. 0-1 pitch is up high, 1 ball and a strike. Last year played 110 games at High A Spokane. Hit 289 with 11 home runs and 59 RBIs. Big swing and a breaking ball, and he swings over the top of it. A nice hard breaking curveball that time from Parkinson. Has him ahead now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carreras did finish up the season with Hartford, played the final 19 games for the Yard Goats. Hit just 233. This one fouled straight back, stays alive at 1-2. Good crowd on hand, as you might expect on opening night, and on a beautiful night at that. One-two pitch from Parkinson. Another curveball, but this one misses outside, and it's 2-2. Jake, I don't know if you got a chance on the first day. You were running around like crazy. But I saw my first fans out front at around 3:15.
Oh, yeah, I had a chance to peek outside, and it was crazy how many people were here that early.
Julio Carreras steps out of the box. Pitch clock is already down to 11 and now 10. He's got to be set at 8 and is. And Parkinson comes to the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Parkinson again strikes his way out of the second inning, just like he ended the first with a strikeout. He does the same in the second. After 1.5, the score remains Reading 2, Hartford nothing.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 Our Phil's Fiesta Friday partner.
The Reading Fightin' Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium. It is officially baseball season here in Baseball Town because Crazy Hot Dog Vendor just made his first appearance of the 2023 season. The Fightin' Phillies on top 2-0. All things pointing in the right direction so far as Max McDowell will bat now for the Fightins, leading off out of the 8th spot here in the order. Pedro Martinez, and then the top of the order, and Johan Rojas due up for the Fightins here in the bottom of the second. After they put 2 across in the top of the bottom of the first. Max McDowell takes one for a called strike. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike to the veteran catcher. 29-year-old, spent his season a year ago at AAA in the Yankees organization playing for Scranton. 1-1 pitch to him is lifted foul and out of play down the first base line. Max, a Pittsburgh native, played his high school baseball at Norwin High School and then went on to play at the University of Connecticut. So he was a happy man after the NCAA men's basketball championship game a week ago. 1-2 pitch to him. Checks his swing and takes it to the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McDowell is on the Phil's 40-man roster. 6'1", 208-pounder. Pitch to him is grounded softly towards third. Up with it on a hop is Bernabel. He'll make the play in time at first base for out number 1.
Shortstop number 18, Pedro
Martinez will step to the plate. Fans will have a lot of fun noticing that Pedro Martinez is in the Fightin' Phil's lineup on a pretty regular basis. He is a shortstop out of Venezuela, a home country of his manager and now third base coach Al Padrique. As Pedro steps to the plate after going over and grounds this one towards the middle and picked up on a couple of rolls by his counterpart at shortstop Julio Carreras. Cheating a little bit towards the second base bag, and Pedro Martinez is retired on 1 pitch. And it's now 2 down here in the second. As Johan Rojas, who got that first inning rally started with a base hit, stole a base and then came around to score on a single by Oliver Dunn to get the Phils on the scoreboard in the first. 2 spots scored by Reading in the bottom half of the first inning. Rojas, first pitch swinging the first time up, takes this one on the inside corner, or a little bit too far on the inside corner, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch is over for a called strike on a breaking ball from McMahon. Rojas again went 0 for 12 in that road trip to Richmond and struck out 7 times in those 12 at-bats. Changed it in a hurry. You're going to look for another one here as this one's in the hole. No shot for Carreras, and with Rojas' speed, he would have never been able to get up and throw him out anyhow. So a 2-for-2 start for Johan Rojas, and he's at first base now with 2 outs here in the second.
Good piece of hitting from Rojas. You think Al Padrique might have him try and steal again? Get him in scoring position,
With
2 outs?
With 2 down in the inning, why not? He got one started. He got the inning started the last time by stealing a base. His second steal of the year. Again, blazing speed for Johan Rojas as he will take his lead. And Oliver Dunn, who got the base hit and the RBI in his first plate appearance, bats here. And he'll take the first pitch outside, ball 1. Rojas not looking as if he's going to go, and almost kind of a quick pitch a little bit there from McMahon to make sure Rojas can't get settled. He's got some equipment issues, and he calls time now. It's like Johan's, I believe, has one of those sliding mitts that he's trying to get on and having a hard time getting it on.
Yeah, that sliding mitt's been popular amongst a lot of big league players. Trey Turner, another guy who has that sliding mitt too.
Has it on his left hand, and that was the issue. Now he'll take his lead with a 1-0 count to Oliver Dunn, who got his first hit of the season, and it was an RBI hit in that in the bottom half of the first. Here's a good snap throw, but a little bit of a wide throw. Good move by McMahon, but the throw a little bit wide, and Rojas dives back in easily. So that is 1 pickoff attempt. Of course, you're allowed 2.
Get 2.
If you make a third, you better get him out, or it's a balk, and he'll be able to move up a base. Rojas extends his lead, doesn't go. Pitch outside, 2-0. So Dunn being patient, giving Rojas perhaps a chance to pick up that steal. As he takes a look down at Al Padrique at third base. Ray Ricker is the first base coach for the Fightins and their coaching staff. Tyler Henson returns as the hitting coach. Brad Burgess is the pitching coach. Rojas bluffs. Dunn rips this one down the right field line, but hooking foul and out of play. Out pretty close to Route 61 off the bat of Oliver Dunn. Got it up in the jet stream, blown out to right field here at FirstEnergy Stadium. But Dunn just pulled that one foul, and he'll come back to the plate now, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I think it's safe to say that Dunn gave that one a ride.
330 down the right field line, plenty of distance, but again, hooked it foul. Pitch ripped into left center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Cut off by Zach B, but Rojas will head to third, and the throw a wide at second base, and Oliver Dunn has himself a second hit, second and third on the double by Oliver Dunn.
Well, the Hartford's bats certainly came to play tonight. Oliver Dunn goes the other way with a rope to left center field for a base hit. Rojas to third. Now he got second and third for the guy in De La Cruz, who can hit the ball very far away, Bob. He's my pick to put it over the Redner's Event Center.
Yeah, it's going to be who gets to baptize the Redner's Event Center first, either by hitting it or hitting it over it. It is 22 feet over the railing that will eventually have fans looking over the top of it once the building is completed in 2024. Right now it is just an open space on the top of that, but the railing over the top as this one's lifted in the right field. Going to be a long run for Decolati, and it just lands foul and will roll harmlessly into the bullpen. That would have been at least a 2-run double and maybe a triple for De La Cruz off the bat.
You hit that one well, just a little bit off the end of the bat. Had some side slice to it, kind of like my golf shot a little bit, how that one sliced down the line and out of play.
Fans on their feet. You can hear them in the crowd, Mike, here at FirstEnergy Stadium with De La Cruz having 2 men on, 2 outs. And an 0-1 count to De La Cruz. Checks his swing and takes it outside. 1 ball and a strike. Carlos walked his first plate appearance and did so on 4 pitches. Fightins with 5 hits already on the night. They had 16 in the 3-game series in Richmond. Rojas the runner at third, Dunn at second. Pitch and tried to check and then decided, you know what, I'm this far, I might as well finish it. Kind of a feeble attempt there by Carlos De La Cruz, and he is now behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Takes this one just outside. McMahon thought he caught the outside corner. And instead, it's a ball, two balls and 2 strikes. Over for a call, strike 3, and that will do it for the Phils here in the second. No runs, they had 2 hits, they leave 2. We have 2 complete here on opening night at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Phils 2 and the Yard Goats nothing.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
The Fightin Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, J.P. Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's J.P. Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. J.P. Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this.
Ooh.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Top half of the third inning, Fightin Phils 2, Hartford Yard Goats nothing. As Hartford comes to the plate here in the third, Nico Decalati, Eddie Diaz, and Vladimir Restituyo, 8, 9, and 1 in the order for the Yard Goats. Under head coach Chris DeNorfia. Well, he spent some time in the major leagues for the Cincinnati Reds, San Diego Padres, Chicago Cubs, among others. Now in his second season, officially it's his third season with the Yard Goats, but of course the 2020 season was canceled. He did manage with the Yard Goats a season ago. Luis Lopez is on the first base box and his bench coach. Pitch from Parkinson is a bit low. Blaine Beatty, the veteran pitching coach, and Tom Sutaris is the hitting coach for the Yard Goats. Decalati just 2 at-bats in that opening series against Bowie and was 0 for 2 in those 2 at-bats. 25-year-older, a native Coloradoan out of Boulder, Colorado. Curveball by Parkinson, and it's a beauty. And it is over for a called strike 3. Decalati did not think so, but it is over for a called strike. Third strikeout for Parkinson, and the first out recorded here in the third.
I think that the home plate umpire Pete Talkington said he may have offered at it. I think he gave a little point forward saying he may have went. But no, that curveball looked sharp from Parkinson tonight. It was a pitch he was working on the other night as well.
Eddie Diaz now bats. Diaz, the 9-hole hitter, went 1 for 10 with a double in the opening series against Bowie. And we saw that at a Parkinson. We had the opportunity to go to Jersey Shore on Tuesday night and call the exhibition game between the Fightins and the Blue Cause. And Parkinson pitched in that game, and he got better through the third and the fourth inning. He had 5 strikeouts in that game, and I think 4 of the 5, if my memory is correct, were in the third and the fourth inning. And that's where he is right now with a 1 out recorded in the third. And Diaz fouls this one off at the plate, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike right now to the 9-hole hitter, Eddie Diaz.
Yeah, no official box score from that game. Looking back at my records, 5 strikeouts over 4 innings pitched, so looked good, and a lot of those strikeouts came later on, third, fourth inning for Parkinson.
Now time called at the plate. Parkinson is 27 years old. Jake mentioned this earlier. It's a story that we'll talk about as this season goes on. He was on the inactive list last year after a nightmare season in 2021. Big curveball here, and it actually hit Diaz in the foot. I think Parkinson thought it may have hit the dirt, but Diaz clearly reacted as if it caught him in the foot. And so he is going to be a base runner here with one out in the bottom half of the third inning. Right now the training staff coming out to look at Eddie Diaz. He looks like he took that one either on the foot or maybe even the ankle.
Yeah, somewhere in the lower body there of Eddie Diaz. That's just, pitch we talked about last week, Bob. It's that curveball for Parkinson. It's one, like we saw against Decolati. If he can control it, it looks really good. But then you look at Diaz here. If he loses control of that curveball, he can struggle. So for him, the fastball is going to hit its spots, but it's really just the control of that curveball for David Parkinson, who hit Eddie Diaz. That's really going to be the difference.
So that will bring the top of the order and Vladimir Restituyo to the plate. First pitch swinging, drove one deep to center field that Johan Rojas ran down easily on the warning track. And the first pitch from Parkinson is low, ball one. Not much of a lead for Diaz at first. This one trickled down the third baseline, and McCarthy Tatum was going to let it roll foul, and it hit the bag. I think McCarthy figured he didn't really have much of a chance to get Restituyo at first base and had no shot to get Diaz at second, and was hoping that maybe that ball would roll foul, and it did not. It hit the bag, so it's going to be a base hit. 2 on now, and nobody out here for the Goats in the third.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where if you're Tatum at third, it's like, if I try to make a play, it's a tough play. Who knows if I even get him? So at that point, it's like, okay, it's either he's safe on a throw or I let it roll and, hopefully it rolls foul. In that case, it didn't.
So that'll bring up Hunter Goodman. Shows bunt out of the 3-hole spot. Not something you see at today's baseball game anymore. We'll see if he really has intentions of doing that or just trying to see if he can shake up the defense. With 2 on, nobody out. And Goodman at the plate. Pitch was a ball. He does show bunt again, and he takes the curveball over for a called strike one.
Yeah,
second hit of the game for the Goats with that base hit by Restituyo.
Yeah, and, 1 out bunt with your 3-man, it's an interesting decision, especially you already have a guy in scoring position.
Again, shows bunt, bunts it straight back and foul and out of play. So now it's 2 strikes, and no doubt will be swinging away here. If it's the 9-hole hitter, yeah, I can see it. But when they're 3-hole hitters bunting, that's a very unusual characteristic, especially in today's game of baseball. As Hunter Goodman now in a 1-ball, 2-strike, Zach Veen is the batter. Zach Veen showing the bunt. It's the 2-hole hitter, but still a very productive hitter, guy who got the first hit of the game, and is 4 for 12 now on the season. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Veen. 2 on and nobody out here in the third inning. Curveball, tried to get him to chase, and Veen lays off. The count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Veen, 6'4", 190-pounder, first-round draft pick for the Rockies in 2020 at a Spruce Creek High School in Florida. Just 20 years of age and already at the Double-A level. He's the number 2 prospect in the Rockies organization. Pitch to him. Try to check his swing. They're going to appeal. They say he did not go around, and so now the count is full to Zach Veen. Played last year 92 games in High A Spokane, hit .269 with 11 home runs and 60 RBIs, and finished out the season playing 34 games for Hartford, hit just .177. Pitch to him, big swing, no contact, and that is a big out for Parkinson as he records his 4th strikeout here in the third inning.
He continues to hit his spot, especially he makes those 2-strike pitches, and those are the pitchers that separate the good from the great pitchers. And Parkinson, you feel good for him. Didn't really play last year. Didn't play at all, and he's coming out here tonight and looking good.
So that will bring up Hunter Goodman, the 3-hole hitter. Goodman safe at first on a fielder's choice, and a nice play by third baseman McCarthy Tatum, who got the lead runner, and that was all they could get. As Goodman swings and fouls this one out of play down the first baseline. Parkinson working ahead. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom half of the third inning. Fightin's 2, Yard Goats nothing. Curveball ripped into left center field. Kroon closing on it. Will not get it. It will roll to the fence. Run 1 will score as Diaz will score easily. Here comes Restituyo. He too will score as Hunter Goodman finds the left center field gap for a double, drives in 2, and we're tied at 2.
Yeah, that one just gave it a ride. Fastball left up over the plate from Parkinson, and Goodman just crushed it. Kroon tried to make a play there at the dive. Got to applaud the effort, but you wonder if Kroon maybe takes a different angle to the ball, tries to cut it off rather than diving for it. You know, maybe they hold the last runner, Restituyo, at third base. You know, you never know, but you know, always worth thinking early in the season. Do you try to make that play or try to make the smart play?
So that's the second double this season, RBI number 2 and 3 for Goodman. He's a runner now at second base with 1 out. And Grant Levine at the plate. Levine, a strikeout victim his first time up. Tied at 2 now with a runner at second base and 1 out here in the top half of the third inning. Levine, one of 2 left-handed hitters in the Yard Goat lineup tonight, takes another pitch for a called strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Levine, the number 19 prospect in the Rockies organization. We mentioned there are a number of them in this Hartford roster. Curveball up a little bit high, and it's two balls and a strike.
As we talked about, I mean, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but the big thing of Parkinson is just staying on top of that curveball. When he stays on top of it and gets that good downward break, he can be really good.
1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls this one at the plate, and he's ahead of Levine, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Levine, 6'2", 220-pounder out of Bedford, New Hampshire. Another of the competitive balance draft picks on this Yard Goats roster are 3 of them. Mentioned about Drew Romo earlier as Levine pops this one into foul territory. McCarthy Tatum will give it a chase and fight the wind and make the catch. Fine catch by McCarthy Tatum. And that will retire the side. So an outstanding play in foul territory by McCarthy Tatum will retire the Goats here in the third, but not before they put 2 across. And they do it on a hit, or 2 hits, and they leave 1 after 2.5. It's now Reading 2, Hartford 2.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information.
The Enersys Power Alley Pub features a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet, private bar with bartender, 2 rows of seats, bar stool seating, and 4 cafe tables. The pub provides your party a private area to enjoy the ball game away from other fans. The Enersys Power Alley Pub may accommodate groups of 40 to 60 people. Enjoy socializing with your group and watch the game with a unique vantage point.
We head to the bottom half of the third inning, and the bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Reading 2, Hartford 2, as the Phils come to the plate here in the bottom half of the third inning. McCarthy Tatum, Baron Radcliffe, and Matthew Kroon due up for the Phils here in the third. Reading with 2 in the bottom half of the first. Hartford matches that with 2 in the top half of the third. As Chris McMahon settling in here a little bit after a rough first inning. And McCarthy Tatum, a big part of that, as he had a base hit in that first inning. 1 ball and 1 strike now to McCarthy, 26-year-old out of Clovis, California. Pitch to him is over for a called strike 3, and that will retire McCarthy Tatum. 4th strikeout now recorded by Chris McMahon. And 1 out here in the 3rd inning. That'll bring up Baron Radcliffe, who was one of those strikeout victims his first time up. Baron, one of 2 left-handed hitters, actually 3 left-handed hitters, with Pedro Martinez, a switch hitter, in Al Padrique's lineup tonight. I don't know if you got a chance to hear a little bit of our interview with the manager for the Fightin' Phils of 2023, Al Padrique. Veteran, been around the game of baseball since 1978 when he was taken by the New York Mets as a 17-year-old free agent in an international draft. Last year was with the Florida Marlins. He was a third base coach for Don Mattingly. 1-1 count to Radcliffe is outside, ball 2, 2-1 to Baron Radcliffe. He was with the Yankees organization, was Al Padrique for a number of years, including winning a AAA championship with Scranton. 2-1 pitch to Radcliffe is way inside. Radcliffe has to dance out of the way, and it's 3-1. Al Padrique spent time coaching in the Diamondback organization, Astros, Yankees, the Oakland A's, and again with the Marlins a season ago. Radcliffe tries to check his swing. They appeal. They say he went around, and so now the count is full to Baron Radcliffe. Baron played his college baseball at Georgia Tech. 3-2 count to him. Again, way inside. Radcliffe is a base runner as Chris McMahon surrenders his 2nd walk of the game. Baron Radcliffe, a 1-out base runner here in the 3rd.
Good at bat there by Baron Radcliffe. Got some speed on the base pass too as well for Matthew Kroon here with only just 1 out in the 3rd. Our Phils had gotten guys on every inning, just a matter of knocking them home. Couldn't do it in the 2nd, but they could in the 1st.
Mentioned that Baron Radcliffe's father, Vic, was drafted by the Kansas City Royals. Matthew Kroon's father, Mark, also had some major league time. Played for the Padres, the Rockies, and Cincinnati. 5-year major league veteran. Matthew Kroon is a 26-year-old. Played his college baseball at Oklahoma State. He's ahead in the count, 1 ball and a strike as Radcliffe takes his lead off of first. 1-0 pitch is lifted into right field. Decolati will go back and turn around and look up and say goodbye. Matthew Kroon clears the fence in right center field, and the Fightin' Phils are right back up on top, 4-2.
Matthew Kroon, how do you do? What a shot in, Bob, for the first time. The new lights, they're flickering. Well, how about that? Welcome to the new lights at FirstEnergy Stadium. We talked how excited we were for those new lights. I mean, the home run was great, but the new lights are just as exciting. How about that?
Just missed hitting the Redners Event Center. It cleared the right center field fence right to the right from our vantage point of that new building that's out in right center field. But Matthew Kroon clears the fence. 2nd home run of the year for the Fightin' Phils. And a 4-2 lead right back as Wendell Rijo will swing at the first pitch, loft this one straight up into right center field. The center fielder Restituyo will call for it and milk the catch for the 2nd out. And that'll bring up Max McDowell. So Matthew Kroon with the 2-run home run to put the Fightins back up on top, 4-2. Big lift there for David Parkinson after giving up those 2 runs in the 3rd. And Kroon gets him right back in on top. With McDowell batting here with 2 outs. Max grounded out to third base his first time up. Pitch from McMahon is over on the inside corner for a called strike 1. Mentioned that the wind is blowing out in right center field, and when Kroon got that ball up in the air, it kind of caught that jet stream. It was well hit, but the wind took care of the rest of it, sailed it up and over the right center field fence. And Matthew Kroon with the 2-run homer. Got to feel good for him as well. He had a very short season last year. Injured in just the 2nd game of the season. Knee injury that cost him the rest of the 2022 season. Pitch to McDowell is low. And it's 2-1 to the catcher. This one catches the outside corner, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. At the 55th pitch thrown so far for McMahon on the night. Next one is over for a call, strike 3, and that'll do it for the Phils into third. But they do more damage. They put 2 more across. They do so on 1 hit, and it was a big one. It was a 2-run home run by Matthew Kroon, and that's where we are with 3 in the books. It's now Reading 4, Hartford 2.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz-Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz-Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz-Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are pleased to present you with their classic game program, all electronically. This program has information on the coaching staff, player roster, and front office staff. It also includes feature stories and alumni reports on all of your favorite guys who spent time in Baseball Town. Visit ourphils.com/programs to check it out.
We head to the top half of the 4th inning here at FirstEnergy Stadium with the Reading Fightin' Phils right back up on top 4-2. And we'll turn things over now for play-by-play in the 4th with Jake Starr taking over business.
Thank you very much, Bob. Much appreciated. Excellent job on the first 3. Now, take you through the middle 3. Top of the 4th inning. First pitch home from David Parkinson's in there for a called strike to Warming Bernabeu. Here in the top of the 4th inning. Our Phils lead at 4-2. 0-1 from Parkinson. Misses down and in for a ball. Counts 1-1 to Bernabeu. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a foul ball and an off-speed pitch back towards the Phils dugout. Makes the count 1-2. Once again, I'm Jake Starr, joined alongside by Bob McCool. Thanks for joining us tonight. And all season long on the Phils Radio Network, Parkinson deals that one's fouled back.
4 strikeouts right now for Parkinson. Hasn't walked the batter, which is obviously an integral part of what they're looking for from the 27-year-old lefty.
1-2, bounces down for a ball to Bernabeu. Counts 2-2.
We didn't get a chance to get into the details of this, but it's certainly a story worth mentioning, and that is what the story is behind David Parkinson. He did not pitch last year. 2021 is a season he'd probably like to forget.
Ground ball chopped towards short. Martinez backs up when it throws from the outfield grass. It is in time. Nice strong throw from Pedro Martinez at short for the first out of the inning, Bob. Made it look really easy on a hard play.
Yeah, he did, because you don't necessarily, in a normal circumstance, you don't want to back up, but that was the case for Martinez to get a better hop on it, but he still had plenty of arm to get Bernabeu easily at first base.
That'll bring Drew Romo up to the plate with 1 out. First pitch Holmes in there for a called strike, 0-1. Romo is 0 for 1 tonight. Rounded out to the first baseman, De La Cruz, back in the second. 0-1. Down below the knees for a ball, makes the count even at 1.
Just a little bit more on that story for Parkinson. 2021 pitched predominantly at Lehigh Valley. In 20 games, the Iron Pigs, he was 1-11 with an ERA zeroing in around nearly at 8. Then they dropped him down here to Reading and made a couple of starts for Reading, but it was just a bad season. And ultimately, really, in a lot of ways, last year just kind of came a mental break for him to get away from the game.
Here's a pitch. Sounds like a broken bat. Hit towards short. Backhand to Martinez. Sets, throws. It's in time. What a play. Pedro Martinez, back-to-back. Spectacular plays at shortstop, making it look easy, Bob, again for the second out of the inning. Here comes Julio Carreras.
Fightin' Phil's fans getting a chance to see why Al Padrique is so high on Pedro Martinez. And it's not just because he is a fellow native Venezuelan, but he has made 2 nice throws. That one from a hole, in the hole at shortstop.
Back to Martinez. Can he do it all 3? Yes, he can. Guess we'll call the top of the 4th inning the Pedro Martinez inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Yard Goats. We've played 3.5. Back with the bottom of the 4th after this on the Our Phil's Radio Network.
The Louisiana Swamplands. Out here, you're either lunch or you're enjoying it. Make sure you end up on top with the all-powerful lineup of Kia SUVs, like the Telluride, Sportage, and Sorento, equipped with available all-wheel drive, higher ground clearance, and the interior capacity to bring everything you need, so you'll always remain more than a gator's length ahead. Visit your local Kia dealer today to find your next adventure in our ever-capable lineup of SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
When the Reading Fightin' Phils get hungry, we turn to our team feed partners. Special thanks to Chick-fil-A, Pizza Como USA, Railroad House, Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery, Jersey Mike's Subs, Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Bakery, Subway, and Clean Eats for making sure the Fightin' Phils front office is never hungry on game day. Our staff enjoys delicious meals from our team feed partners. Don't take our word for it. Find out for yourself today.
The award-winning Reading Hospital Tower Health Pool Party provides an unforgettable night out with family and friends. Enjoy a baseball game while swimming in the 87-degree heated pool directly behind the right field home run wall. Plus 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet, photos, and autographs with the crazy hot dog vendor and the Fightin' Phil's mascot band. Regular season tickets start at $33 per person for groups of 20 or more. Give us a call today at 610-370-BALL. Bottom half of the 4th inning from FirstEnergy Stadium on what's a beautiful opening night. Reading leads it 4-2 over the Hartford Yard Goats, and Blake Goldsberry, the new arm for Hartford.
6'4", 220-pound right-hander, 25 years of age. He is one of a couple of different native Coloradans in the Yard Goats roster in 2023. Of course, the Yard Goats are a affiliate of the Colorado Rockies. Last year at 4 different levels for Goldsberry.
First pitch is down and in for a ball, 1-0.
Pitched 4 games at the Arizona Complex in the Rookie League, then pitched in 3 games at Single A Fresno, 23 games in Spokane at High A, and then finished out the season making his last 2 appearances with the Yard Goats.
That one misses. 1-1, the count to Martinez. Nothing away, bottom 4. Pedro Martinez, the 9-man, leads off for the Our Phils. Goldsberry works in the windup. Here's the pitch. Swinging a dribble or foul towards the right side. Count will move the 1-2.
I'm not sure if this is official yet, Jake, but I'm going to say that Pedro Martinez probably at least tied a Reading Fightin' Phil's record in the top half of that inning.
3 assists in 1 inning?
That's correct.
I mean, you can't really do more than that. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Pedro Martinez down on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Goldsberry. Chris McMahon went 3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned. Walked a couple and struck out 5. So the local kid from Westchester, Pennsylvania, in his AA debut, only makes it through 3. He is expected to pitch again on Sunday. So chance for McMahon at the end of this series. But back to the top of the lineup, Johan Rojas steps in. First pitch home is in there for a called strike to Rojas, who's reached base a couple of times. Goldsberry, long set. The righty deals from the windup. Down low for a ball, 1-1.
The majority of the work last year for Goldsberry did come at High A Spokane. 23 games, did not start all his appearances in relief. 31 innings, 38 strikeouts. So just like he did with Pedro Martinez, he does have the big arm that gets some strikeouts. He had only 9 walks in those 31 innings.
So the count's 1-2. Rojas steps back in after calling time. Goldsberry, the righty, works on the windup, kicks and deals. Swinging a foul ball back. Count stays even at 1-2.
Fightin' Phil's getting a chance to see, and the fans here at FirstEnergy Stadium getting a chance to see why Johan Rojas is number 6 in the prospect chain for the Phillies with what he's done in his 2 plate appearances tonight, and also made a fine running play to get the game started out in center field.
Pitch. Swinging a dribbler back towards the mound. Goldsberry fields with a couple of hands. Lollipops a throw towards first. It's just in time as Levine, the first baseman, was there to cover. So 1-3 on the putout. 2 quick outs for Goldsberry here in the 4th. That'll bring Oliver Dunn to the plate for the R-Phils.
A little bit of miscommunication. It almost cost the Goats on that one because the first baseman Levine, by instinct, started to go over towards his right to make the play, and now it's a race to the bag with Rojas speeding down the line, and they just got to the bag before Rojas did to retire for the second out.
2 outs for the lefty Dunn. First pitch home, swing and a miss. They've gotten a piece of it. Counts 0-1 to Dunn.
Interesting move tonight by Al Padrique. Dunn was 0 for 6 in that weekend series to start in Richmond. Not only does he start, but he bats him second in the DH spot, and it pays off big time with a couple of hits, a single and a run scored in the first and a double in the second.
0-1 was fend on a miss by Oliver Dunn. Infield plays in the pool. Third baseman Bernabel playing pretty about halfway between third and second. Here's the pitch. That's down and in for a ball. Counts 1-2 to Dunn. Obviously the shift outlawed for the second year in a row in minor league baseball. Shortstop Carreras plays about 3 steps to the left of the second base bag. So as much of a shift as they can possibly get. Here's the pitch to Dunn. In tight, scurries back out of the way. That one counts even at 2.
Third baseman Bernabel kind of playing a shallow shortstop, if you would. He's pretty much in the hole between where the shortstop normally would stand, but up in front of the base paths in the event that Dunn, a left-handed hitter, slaps one the other way.
2-2. Just misses outside for a ball. That'll run the count full. Half of the Hartford infield was halfway off the field after that pitch, but was called for a ball by Pete Talkington, the home plate umpire. So full count, 2 outs, bottom 4. Our Phils lead by 2. Goldsberg kicks and deals. And on the hands, hit in the air, out towards shallow right. Diaz, the second baseman, backs up, barks that he's got it, and he indeed does. So for the first time tonight, it's 3 up, 3 down for the Fightin' Phils. We've cruised through 4. Our Phils with the lead. Back with the 5th after this. Reading 4-2 on the Our Phils Radio Network. Join us as we celebrate Reading's Spanish and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, High Noon Sun Sips, Catay Law Offices, Suburban Brewing Company, Carlos Cards and Collectibles, Humane Pennsylvania, Star City Boxing, 8-Bit Services, Supportive Concepts, and Affordable Home Care. Fiesta Friday features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other culture elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office. To honor the 275th anniversary of Reading, the R-Phils will play as the Reading Keystones on Thursdays and select Tuesdays in 2023. Tuesdays are brought to you by Coatesville VA Medical Center. Join us for 11 Keystone Throwback Thursdays thanks to Burke's Career and Technology Center, H&F Heating and Cooling, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Come celebrate the 275th anniversary of Reading and enjoy some great baseball on Throwback Thursdays in 2023. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office. It's the top half of the 5th inning from FirstEnergy Stadium. Once again, I'm Jake Starr. Thanks for joining us on the R-Phils Radio Network. 4-2 the score. Reading has the lead. Jake Starr, Bob McCool, and Bob, real quick, David Parkinson back out for inning number 5 of work. He's looked pretty good aside from a couple of runs in the 3rd.
For sure. He's settled himself down. Again, it's a pretty easy inning in the 4th with Pedro Martinez taking care of business with 3 ground balls to shortstop. But right now, all things under control for David Parkinson. He struck out 4, has not walked a batter.
First pitch home was called for a ball to Nico Decoletti. Second pitch in there for a called strike.
Parkinson 3 hits surrendered. And again, without the walks, it just adds to the effectiveness. He's at 57 pitches now and 58 about to come.
That one's hit off the end of the bat, slicing towards the Phillies bullpen on the right side. It's foul. So that'll move the count to 1-2 to Decalotti, who's 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out swinging back in the third.
A little stirring going on right now in the bullpen, not just because of that foul ball that went down the right field line. Tyler McKay is up and just beginning to loosen up. So I think that's probably the plan, to get Parkinson through this 5th inning and then turn it over to the bullpen.
Pitches down and in for a ball. 2-2 with an off speed. So yeah, Decalotti, the 8-hole hitter here in the 5th. Once they get back to the third man due up, Restituyo. That'll be the 3rd time through, so see if Pedrique pushes him through the 3rd time through. 2-2 misses in tight for a ball. Count runs full to Decalotti. Decalotti, high stance from the right side. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. David Parkinson picks up strikeout number 5 tonight. All of his strikeouts have also been swinging as well. So 1 out at the top of the 5th. Our Phils still lead 4-2. 9-man Eddie Diaz up to the plate for Hartford. Diaz, the righty, rests the bat on his right shoulder. Parkinson, the lefty, works quickly from the windup. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncer towards third. That'll be foul. Chris Denorfia, the manager for Hartford, fields that over at third base. Nice play by the former big leaguer.
Former outfielder in his day, but kind of fielded that to the side, but he did field it cleanly. And then did the right thing by tossing it in the crowd.
Pitch to Diaz, gets fouled back. It's 0-2 with 1 away. Parkinson, sit at the belt. 0-2, 1 out, top 5. Here's the pitch from the lefty. That one's roped towards center. Rojas started back, comes in, and uses the wheels to make the catch. Made it look easy, Johan Rojas does, with 2 away in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, off the bat, that looks like it's going to be a base hit into center field, but with the speed and the closing ability of Johan Rojas, it ends up being caught at about knee height. And again, in terms of where he is defensively, he is pretty much a major league center fielder. It's the bat that has to mature a little bit. And Johan Rojas is going to be a big leaguer, but he can get it done patrolling it out in center field.
Back to the top of the order here for Vladimir Restituyo. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Restituyo is 1 for 2 today, singled and did score. Last time up back in the 3rd. Our Phils play in the pool, right side of the infield, shaded towards the second base bag. Parkinson, the lefty, kicks and deals. That's in, off the dirt, and ricochets off the left shoulder of Max McDowell. So gets away from the catcher, but no harm, no foul with nobody on base. Parkinson, as we talked about, missed all of 2022. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul towards third again. Parkinson, 20 games, 18 starts with the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs in 2021. Made 1 appearance in Reading as well. Spent the majority of his time in 2019 with Reading. 22 games, 22 starts. That's where he starts out this year. Here's the pitch. That one's hit towards right center field. Rojas ranges over. He's there. He's got it. Makes the catch. And it's back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Parkinson. He's now retired 7 in a row. We're halfway home from FirstEnergy Stadium. Our score, our Phils 4, Yard Goats 2. Back after this on the Our Phils Radio Network. For top-flight local jobs, go with who you know. JP Mascaro & Sons are a leading waste removal company. To meet today's employment and service demands, Mascaro is upgrading its already highly competitive employee wage and benefit package for drivers, collection crew helpers, and other positions. Call 888-MASCARO, M-A-S-C-A-R-O, for details. Work for an established local family business committed to its employees. Again, call 888-MASCARO today or apply online at www.jpmascaro.com.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin Phils, two great hometown partners.
Bottom of the fifth inning, our Phils lead it 4-2 over the Hartford Yard Goats. Once again, I'm Jake Starr, joined alongside by my partner in the booth all year long, Bob McCool. 3-4-5 due up for the R Phils. De La Cruz steps in. First pitch home is swing and dribble towards the left side. Third baseman Bernable Chart is cut off by the shortstop Carreras. Throws over to first. It's just in time for the first out of the inning. So, spot of the fifth inning also brought to you by Cornwall Manor. Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community, not-for-profit, in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, just outside of Lebanon. It's a little bit west of Reading, where it is an absolutely gorgeous night, 70 degrees and clear skies. McCarthy Tatum steps in with one out in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch home. Just misses outside of an off-speed pitch. 1-0 from Blake Goldsberry, who's back out for inning number 2 of work.
It's a really nice play by Carreras at shortstop. One of the top prospects in the Rockies organization. He's on their 40-man roster. And De La Cruz was running out of the gate. And again, at 6'8", he can get up and get down the line in a hurry. But Carreras made the play, waved off his third baseman, Bernable, and made the play himself on a fine charging play and gets De La Cruz at first.
Tatum hits it well, out towards right. Back at the track, and the catch is made by Decolati for the second out of the inning. Tatum gave it a ride, but the right fielder, Decolati, is there to make the catch. But he talked about a wind blowing out towards right. We've seen it carry Bob a couple of times towards right from righties as Ratcliffe steps in with 2 gone.
Yeah, and it's kind of an adjustment for everybody trying to figure out exactly how it's going to play in right field. With the new building that's in right center field, the Redner's Event Center, it brings the dimensions up a little bit, a little closer to home plate.
Ratcliffe out towards center. Center fielder Restituyo is there, and he makes the catch, and it's an easy up and down 1-2-3 inning for Blake Goldsberg, who has looked sharp so far. Well, we're cruising right along. We've played 5 from the ballpark here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Top of the 6th. After this, 4-2 our Phils lead on the our Phils Radio Network.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Our Phils fans can continue to expect great performances all season long on the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. It's the home of great local talent, including the Our Phils mascot band. Burke's Commercial Roofing prides itself on being a locally owned and operated company that puts an emphasis on customer service. They provide free on-site estimates and can handle any size repair, restoration, or replacement. Visit BurksCommercialRoofing.com or call 610-717-3949 for more information. And don't forget to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show at the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage at America's Classic Ballpark.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
Top half of the 6th inning brings us an Alvernia University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen. It's Tyler McKay, whose first pitch home to Zach Veen misses down low for a ball, 1-0. We'll have more on McKay momentarily. We'll also close Parkinson's line as Zach Veen, the lefty, steps in at the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Count is 1-1 as the R-Phils lead 4-2. So McKay, it's his second game of the year. He pitched on Saturday against Richmond, went just the third of an inning, retired the only batter he faced. Now he's back out here for his second appearance of the year as the 1-1 misses down for a ball. Count is 2-1.
Line for Parkinson, 5 innings, 3 hits, gave up the 2 runs, struck out 5, did not walk a batter. Leads with a 4-2 lead and in position for the win if the bullpen can hold on.
Swing and a miss, counts 2-2.
Tyler McKay, long and lean, 6'6", 180-pounder, 25 years old, originally from Lee's Summit, Missouri. Played last year, pitched 15 games at Jersey Shore a season ago, and then finished up here in Reading, pitched 25 games, all in relief, was 2-4 with a 6.47 ERA. 28 strikeouts in 40 1/3 innings, and 15 walks to go along with those 28 strikeouts.
Pitch to Veen, misses down, so runs the count full to Zach Veen. As Tyler McKay released David Parkinson. Pitch 5, so he's in line for the win, and his first professional win in almost 2 years. Here's the 3-2. Driven on the ground softly to the right side. Scooped by McKay. Nice play. Flips it to De La Cruz at first. Who said pitchers aren't athletes, too? That's why they were doing PFPs, Bob, pregame, pitchers fielding practice for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring Hunter Goodman to the plate.
Yeah, Alpadrique was doing exactly that with his pitchers before the game. They were fake tossing it, if you will, and then Alpadrique with the fungo bat was rolling it to the right or to the left of the pitcher's mound and making his fielders make the play. And McKay does it on his knees, literally sliding on his knees to stop it and then flips it to De La Cruz for the out. That's a great play with good wheels coming out of the left-hand batter's box in Zach Veen. So he knew he had to hurry, and he did just that. That's a great play for the first out.
First pitch to Goodman's in there for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Count runs 1-1 to Goodman.
As we work through the top half of the 6th inning, we'll give you our organizational update as this inning rolls along. The Philadelphia Phillies home against the Miami Marlins. Phil's off to
swung on a miss, 1-2.
4-6 season. Aaron Nola on the bump tonight for the Phils, down 2-0 in the top half of the 6th inning. Of course, the Phils with a huge night last night in the win over the Marlins. Trey Turner had 3 hits. Nick Castellanos did. Alec Boehm did. Brandon Marsh did. Just about everybody who took a bat to the plate in Citizens Bank Park last night had a hit and a 15-3 win over Sandy Alcantara, the reigning Cy Young winner for the Miami Marlins, and the Phils put him to a beatdown last night.
Here's the pitch. That's down low for a ball. Runs the count full to 3-2 to Hunter Goodman, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Had a 2-run double last time up back in the 3rd. Okay, set at the belt. Here's the pitch. That one's down, and that's going to be ball 4. So that's a walk for Goodman. First walk issued by R-Phils pitching tonight. Bob, that was an issue for the R-Phils last weekend, and it's nice to see that tonight. It's certainly been better.
Yeah, it's the first base runner as well for Hartford since the 3rd inning when they had the 2 runs that came across on the double by Hunter Goodman. But Parkinson was excellent in his 5 innings of work. Again, 5 strikeouts and did not walk a batter.
First pitch, grounded back towards the middle. Martinez has it, flips to second to Rijo. They won't get it. It would have been a nice play by Martinez to Rijo, but probably goes down as an infield single to Grant Levine, and that'll bring Warming Bernabeu to the plate. But Bob, still a valiant effort there.
Yeah, Martinez actually fielded that ground ball on the second base side of the bag, where the shortstop really only had one choice, which is to backflip it to Rijo, and really couldn't get anything on the throw. And the throw bounced to Rijo, and by the time all of that happened, the runner Goodman was safe at second. So it's a base hit, and now 2 on and 1 out for the Goats.
So Bernabeu steps in. First pitch to him misses down for a ball, 1-0. Bernabeu up with 2 on, 1 out in the top half of the 6th inning. R-Phils nursing a 4-2 lead right now as the runners lead off their respective bags at first and second. McKay set at the belt. Here's the pitch. This is upstairs for a ball, 2-0.
Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs got their game in already today. They had an 11 a.m. start today against Durham. They won that game 6-4.
Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Count runs to 2-1. Hey, Bob, talk about those morning games. That's going to be something that we have to get used to. Next 3 Tuesday home games. April 25th, May 9th, May 23rd, all 11 a.m. starts. April 25th is our business person special. May 9th and the 23rd are our school kid day games. So we'll be here bright and early those days. The count's 2-1 here to Burnable. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Nice off speed.
In that game, by the way, Jake, the big story in that was Christopher Sanchez made a rehab start for the Iron Pigs, went 4 innings, threw 52 pitches, didn't give up a run, 6 strikeouts and a walk. So a good return from the DL from Christopher Sanchez, who got the start for the Iron Pigs in Durham.
2-2. Just misses down for a ball. Runs the count full. 1 out as Goodman leads off second. Levine leads off first. Zach Levine led off the inning with that impressive defensive play by the pitcher, Tyler McKay. Burnable in the right-handed batter's box. Rests the bat on the right shoulder. Time is called. And that'll be a mound visit as the catcher, Max McDowell, will go out and chat with McKay. 2 of them probably just not on the same page, Bob.
Again, just the second inning of work for McKay after coming in relief. And again, the Phils used all 3 of the catchers on the roster in that series against Richmond. So McDowell caught, Cody Roberts caught, and Herbert Iser all caught in those games. So pitchers and catchers still trying to get used to one another and how and what all they throw and what all's in the arsenal, what they prefer to throw in certain counts.
Last one was fouled back down the left field line by Burnable. But yeah, we've seen multiple catchers. All 3 guys have had opportunities to catch in only 4 games. We'll see what Al Padrique does with his squad there. Here's the pitch. That's swung on. They're going to say it's a fair ball. And the throw to first is in time by the pitcher, McKay. Burnable is standing in the box thinking maybe it hit him. Maybe he's saying he fouled it off his foot.
I think it went off his foot. That's what the Yard Goats are going to argue. Now here comes their manager, Kristen Orfeo, in to argue the point. Burnable thought it hit his foot. He didn't run. McKay did the right thing by making the play. The 2 runners on base, Goodman and Levine, both moved up to third and to second. So now the question is if, in fact, the play stands and Burnable is now retired, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
So Denorfia and Pete Talkington. Guess you could say Denorfia is giving Pete a nice talking to right there. It's too easy, Bob, sometimes. But, I mean, yeah, and Talkington, to his credit, very adamant with that fair point right away. So he made it clear. Does not look like our umpire crew will discuss it. Sometimes you'll see. I mean, our crew tonight, Pete Talkington behind the plate, Jay Young Kim at first, and Paul Romer is at third. I'm pretty sure Paul Romer is a guy. I've definitely seen him before, maybe in summer ball. So I don't know. But anyway, we got 2 down in the top half of the 6th as Burnable was retired. So Drew Romo steps in. McKay kicks and deals. And on the hands, hit in the air, shallow left. Kroon in, Martinez, the shortstop, out. Kroon, the left fielder, makes the call and the catch. And that retires the side in the 6th. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We played 5.5, bottom of the 6th. Up next after this here on the Phillies Radio Network.
The Reading Fightin Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out this stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Spend some quality time with the family by taking them out to the ball game every Sunday home game at FirstEnergy Stadium. Sundays are Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days, presented by Golden Oaks Golf Club, PA Army National Guard, Culligan Water, Aspen Home Improvements, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $56 when purchased in advance. Join us for Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at all Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Looking for the place to have the ultimate family fun at the Fightin Phillies game? Look no further than Capital Blue Cross Funland. Capital Blue Cross Funland features the most exciting games and entertainment at the ballpark, including speed pitch, mini golf, ring toss and peach basket toss, mascot autograph booth, a bounce house, and the incredible giant inflatable slide. Bring your family to all the fun at their next Our Phils game at Capital Blue Cross Funland.
Bottom half of the 6th inning, our Phils still lead it 4-2. Once again, I'm Jake Starr, joined alongside by Bob McCool. First pitch home to Matthew Kroon is in there for a called strike 0-1 as Blake Goldsberg is back out for inning number 3 of work, working against the 6, 7, and 8 hitters of the Our Phils lineup. Here's the pitch. That one's roped towards right field, down for a base hit. Matthew Kroon, his second hit today. He's got a home run and a single. Wendell Reho, the batter now with nothing away in the bottom of the 6th. Our Phils lead 4-2, and a chance for Reading to try and tack on some much-needed insurance run. And also, established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located conveniently between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring. The Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf of a traditional championship-style golf course, while shot making takes precedent over length. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. Reho in, here's the pitch. That's roped towards third. Excellent hop for Burnable. Second for 1, throw to first, short hop past the first baseman Levine. Hits off the facing of the first base suite area, so Reho's on second. So it's just going to be a fielder's choice. Obviously, can't assume a double play there. So FC 5-4 for those of you scoring at home. 1 out for Max McDowell. McDowell on the night is 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. So Reho leads off first, the 8-man McDowell up. 1 out, bottom 6. Here's the pitch. Underneath that one is McDowell, popped up right side of the infield. Ins Diaz, the second baseman. Then comes the shortstop Carreras all the way across the mound towards the right side of the infield. He makes the catch. So P6 in the scorebook, and that'll bring Pedro Martinez up to the plate.
Like what we've seen from both shortstops tonight, the guy coming to the plate for the Fightin Phils, their shortstop Pedro Martinez made some nice plays on either side, to his right and to his left. And Contreras, the shortstop for the Yard Goats, has made some nice decisive plays. That one, a particular one, where he called everybody off. All 4 infielders were converging on it, but the shortstop took charge.
Pitch, Martinez lines it back foul to the left side.
Much like he did on that ground ball that was in the hole earlier in the game, and he made a nice play ranging on a little chopper off the bat for Carlos De La Cruz, called off his third baseman and took the play himself. You like to see that from a shortstop, especially obviously a young shortstop, to kind of control the infield when he can.
0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Martinez 0 for 2 tonight. He entered tonight 167 on the season, was 1 for 6 this past weekend on the road at Richmond. Martinez bats from the left side. If Rio on first, 2 outs, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. It's a nice pitch from the pitcher Goldsberg, who, to his credits, looked good. He is retired every RFL but 1, and that was the Kroon single. He started off retiring 6 in a row through the first 2 innings that Goldsberg threw. The righty will come set at the belt. 1-2, 2 outs. Pitch to Martinez. That's lined towards left center field. That's down for a base hit. Cut off by the center fielder, Restiuo, and that'll put runners on first and second as Reho advances 90 feet. And Bob, 9-hole man, gets on with 2 outs, turns the lineup over. That's what you like to see if you're the R-Phils.
Absolutely correct, and also the 8th hit of the night for the R-Phils, so that's also something that you like to see. The bats really never got off the bus for the most part in Richmond. The Phils had some runs and had some spots, but they didn't get a lot of hits with men on base, and really kind of struggled a little bit to score some runs and make some productive outs at the same time, but they have done that very much so in this game to this point.
So there's Johan Rojas with 2 on and 2 outs. First pitch home's a breaking pitch at 78. Drops in a bit high for a ball. Count is 1-0. Rojas really has broken through tonight. 2 for 3, couple of singles and a run scored. Would love another one of these singles here from the speedy center fielder Rojas. Long set, 1-0. That's line up the middle. Nice catch by the short second baseman. That is Diaz. Robbed the R-Phils of 1, potentially 2 runs. That is how the 6th inning comes to an end. No runs on a couple of hits. No errors, and the R-Phils do strand 2. We're 2/3 the way home. 7th inning up next. R-Phils up by 2. Back after this on the R-Phils Radio Network.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us. We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Be the first to know everything about your Red and Fightin' Phils by signing up for the Baseball Town Insider email newsletter. Once you become a Baseball Town Insider, you will receive breaking news about Fightin's promotions, including giveaways and guest appearances, special events, exclusive offers, and discounts on tickets and merchandise, just for being a Baseball Town Insider. Visit Fightin.com to sign up for this free email newsletter. Baseball Town Insider. Stay in the loop and become a member today.
Top of the 7th inning, our Phils lead by 2, and I will toss things back over to Bob McCool. Bob, take us home.
4-2 lead for the Fightins as the Goats come to plate here in the 7th. And first pitch swinging is Julio Carreras. He gets it up in the air and up in the jet stream, and it will fly on out of here. Julio Carreras just cuts the deficit in half for the Yard Goats as he swings at the first pitch in the top half of the 7th inning and drives it on out of here, and it's 4-3.
Yeah, that's what you want if you're Hartford. You're looking for some kind of a spark. Carreras gives you that. Lifts one. I mean, we're talking about that jet stream right field. You're looking at that flag and straightaway center. Blows out towards right field, and we've seen a couple go out over that fence tonight.
So Carreras, who's made the plays defensively, as we talked about in the bottom half of the 6th inning, now makes the play offensively, and that will bring us a call to the bullpen. And interestingly enough, Braden Zarbnisky had started to jog into the mound in between innings and then stopped as McKay came back out there, and now he'll jog back in there. It's a pitching change. Step into your future with Alvernia University Golden Wolves. It's the call to the bullpen. We'll be back after this pitching change on the Reading Phils Radio Network.
Join us as we celebrate Reading's Spanish and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, High Noon Sun Sips, Catay Law Offices, Suburban Brewing Company, Carlos Cards and Collectibles, Humane Pennsylvania, Star City Boxing, 8-Piss Services, Supportive Concepts, and Affordable Home Care. Fiesta Friday features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other culture elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office.
Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Burke's Packing provides America's classic ballpark with quality products, including the highly acclaimed flat-top grilled hot dog. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
So as we mentioned on the way to break, a new pitcher into the game for the Fightin' Phils as the lead is now at 4-3. Reading on top after the solo home run by Julio Carreras. And the new pitcher for the Reading Fightin' Phils is right-hander Braden Zarbnisky.
Bob Zarbnisky, second appearance of the year, pitched at Richmond Went 2 innings on Saturday. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Didn't allow a hit or a run for the 6'2", 191 righty from Marietta, Georgia.
Nico Decolade will be the first one to face him, and the first pitch from Zarbniski is outside for a ball. Zarbniski actually came in relief in the first inning for Mick Abel, who had all kinds of problems in his first start and did not get out of the first inning. Zarbniski came in and ate up a couple of much-needed innings in what was a doubleheader loss for the Fightins. He quickly falls behind Nico Decolade. No balls and 2 strikes. Decolade struck out in his 2 plate appearances so far. 2-0 pitch, tapped towards third. McCarthy Tatum off a big hop will make the play in plenty of time for out number 1 here in the 7th.
McKay went an inning, gave up 2 hits, a run. It was earned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Looked good up until the home run. Worked around some damage in the 6 on the base pass. Didn't allow a run. So Hartford's up by 1, but going to be going to some of those high leverage arms here to try and squeak out win number 1 of the season, Bob.
That'll bring up Eddie Diaz, who was hit by a pitch and scored the first run of the game for the Goats back in the 3rd inning. Also hit a line drive that was caught knee high by Johan Rojas in center field, taking a base hit away from Diaz. The first pitch to him is a ball. Zarbniski quickly back, working from the stretch, even though there's nobody on base, and this one's up and in, and Diaz spins out of the way of that. 2-0.
You know, a lot of times wind up versus stretch, that's just one of those things where some pitchers, especially relievers, they just like pitching out of the stretch a little bit better.
Zarbniski's 2-0 pitch. Tapped in front of the plate. Zarbniski off the mound will make the play and make the toss to Diaz-Cruz. There's been several of plays like that tonight for the Fightin' Phils on the defensive side, and Zarbniski is equal to the challenge.
Yeah, we were watching earlier, Bob, before BP. They were doing pitchers fielding practice for a good 25 minutes with Al Padrique, and you're seeing it pay off tonight. The pitchers, they made some nice plays, especially that one by McKay last inning. That one was really impressive.
Vladimir Restituyo will now bat for the Yard Goats, the leadoff hitter, 1 for 3 on the night. Singled and scored a run in that 3rd inning. 2 in the first for the Fightins, 2 in the top half of the 3rd for the Goats, and then countered with a 2-run home run for Matthew Kroon in the bottom half of the 3rd to make it 4-2. Julio Carreras with a solo home run here in the 7th. It's 4-3, Reading on top with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. And no balls and 1 strike count to Restituyo. The pitch is driven into left field. Matthew Kroon going back to the wall, and it's goodbye, tie ball game. Vladimir Restituyo has tied it up. 2 solo home runs for the Goats here in the 7th.
Just a back-breaking home run there by Restituyo, and man, Bob, he got all of that one. Just crushed it, but look, new ball game. Hartford tied it up a couple innings ago. Reading responded. Our Phils, look, they got 3 at-bats left to get out of this inning, get the bats back to the plate, and get to work.
That'll bring up Zach Veen. Veen 1 for 3 on the night. Big swing at the first pitch, and he comes up empty. Veen does have some power. He's 6'4", 190 pounder. Again, just 20 years of age. One of the top prospects in the Rockies organization. Native of Port Orange, Florida. Single back in the 1st inning. And now is even in the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. So he's 1 out of 3 on the night. Struck out and back on that nice play by McKay on the tapper between first base and the pitcher's mound. 1-1 pitch. Big swing again, no contact. Big uppercut swing for Zach Veen. I think he's got that Redner's Events Center in his sights right now, trying to get another bomb here for the Goats in this inning and maybe put Hartford on top for the first time. Now he'll call time at the plate.
Is it me or the lights get a little bit brighter in the last 15 seconds? Now they just got a little bit darker. Do you see that?
It's all part of the LED effects here. The new lights, light standards, and new lights, and some special effects lights. We've seen a little bit of them so far. We'll probably see more of them. As now a discussion at the plate as Veen called the timeout. Max McDowell, the catcher, and the home plate umpire, talking to one another. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. If this is going to be, now they say start the clock. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Veen. And that one's just low, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think that was Max McDowell's point. Like, why is he not in the box, and why is the pitch count not running?
My only thought was maybe it was something with the lights changing brightness, that they were asking a question, but yeah, I don't know. There was some confusion down there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Tapped foul and out of play. Veen stays alive. Veen last year in Spokane hit .269 with 11 home runs, 60 RBIs. Also stole 50 bases. Struggled in his promotion to Hartford. Played the last 34 games of the season a year ago in Hartford. Hit just .177 and struck out 42 times in 34 games. 2-2 pitch, ripped into right field over the head of Wendell Rijo and into right field for a base hit. Third hit of the inning now for the Goats. And the leadoff, the go-ahead runner is now at first base with 2 outs here in the 7th for Hunter Goodman.
Also, our great PR intern, Richie Scott, did confirm to us that the lights did flicker. We were not. we were not.
You weren't having a stroke, Jake.
Yeah.
I know it's been a long day, but it's not been that bad.
Got here at 5:45 this morning, so definitely has been a long day, but I'm glad to know that I'm seeing things right still.
Hunter Goodman steps to the plate. Been on base all 3 times tonight. 1 for 2, 1 for 1 to show it. Veen takes off. Goodman swings at it. It's a dribble out in front. McDowell will make the play. The catcher comes out. De La Cruz, the throw. He did not hold on to it. And now we're going to get an argument. Al Padrique is going to come out and argue with the first base umpire, who said that De La Cruz dropped the ball, but I think Carlos picked it up in time for the out, is what the Phils are arguing. Right now, it's safe all around.
Yeah, Padrique's absolutely livid down there with the first base umpire, Jae-Young Kim. He came flying out of the dugout. That's one of those where it sucks there's no replay at minor league baseball, because I'm sure the way Padrique came out of the dugout, he would have been very quickly, I'm sure, to challenge it, but you can't hear. Now I think he's going to go talk to the home plate umpire, Pete Talkington.
So Max McDowell, who's there, and he was lobbying with the home plate umpire as well. So now Al Padrique will talk with Talkington, who's no doubt probably the crew chief, and so he wants an explanation to see, did you see a better angle of it? Because again, the ball, it appeared as if the ball was dropped by De La Cruz, but then he picked it back up, and I think that's the Phil's argument, that he picked it up in time before the runner Goodman got to the bag, and so he would still be out. But the first base umpire disagrees, and it looks like it will be a safe. And so it's going to be an error, I would presume, on De La Cruz on the drop.
Officially an E3.
So Goodman is now a base runner, and now the Goats have 2 on and 2 outs. And the Fightin' Phils will welcome the umpiring crew to the 2023 home opener. It's now official, the 7th inning. They get their first boo.
The first boo. We're not an hour and a half in Philadelphia. The Boo Birds travel from the city of brotherly love.
Everybody's got to get their first night in, including the fans. That'll bring up Grant Levine now. 2 on, 2 out. Tie ball game now at 4-4 with 2 outs here in the 7th. Levine trying to give the Hartford Yard Goats the first lead of the night. So Niski's pitch to the plate is outside, ball 1.
It's a big spot here. You got to get out of this inning. You got 2, 3, 4 due up in the bottom half of the 7th. If you can get out of this inning, stifle any momentum that Hartford's gained in this inning, and then you get your best hitters up in the next frame. Have to feel a little bit better about that.
1-0 pitch. Levine takes another outside. It's 2-0. Levine, the cleanup hitter, 1 for 3 on the night with a single back in the last inning in the 6th inning. Now 3 for 13 on the season to date. Looking for his first RBI. Big lead off a second for Zach Veen. Pitch to the plate is over for a called strike 1. 2 balls and a strike now, as Niski trying to work his way out of a mess here in this top half of the 7th inning. Goats have already put 2 across, and they've tied up the game. Fightin's pretty much playing this left-handed hitter Levine straight away in the infield and the outfield. Veen now dances off, and Zarniski has seen enough of it, so he'll make the throw back and make Veen hustle back into the bag. Veen has great wheels. As I mentioned, he had 50 stolen bases last year at Spokane. This one grounded towards short. Martinez will make the play by himself on the bag at second base, and that will limit the damage. But the damage is indeed done by the Goats here in the 7th. They put 2 across on 2 solo home runs. We're through 6.5, and we're now tied. 7th inning stretch time at FirstEnergy Stadium. Hartford 4, Reading 4.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phillies. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksorus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phillies.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
Bottom half of the 7th inning, a new ball game. 4-4 our score as the Reading Fightin' Phils come to the plate here in the 7th. Oliver Dunn, Carlos De La Cruz, and McCarthy Tatum due up for the Phils, and they will be facing a new arm. Dugan Darnell, is in to pitch now for the Yard Goats. And Oliver Dunn, who's had a good night with the bat, takes the first pitch from Darnell up and in, but on the inside corner for a strike one. Dunn with a single and scored a run in the first, doubled in the second, popped up in the infield in his third at bat, so officially 2 out of 3. Swings and misses at this one. And quickly behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Now a 6'2", 205-pound right-hander. Up and in, and Dunn check swings, so he's now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one inside, now it's even at 2-2. Darnell, 25 years old, originally from Northville in Michigan, 6'2", 205-pounder. Pitched in Hartford a season ago, 38 games, all in relief. 2-2 pitch, bounces up there, and now Dunn has worked the count full. 38 games pitched last year for the Yard Goats for Darnell. 4-1 with a 5.29 earned run average and 47 2/3 innings. He struck out 68, but he walked 33. And so now he's getting a full count with Dunn. And the pitch is up high, ball 4. As advertised, Darnell walks the leadoff runner. Oliver Dunn is on base for the 3rd time tonight, and that'll bring up the 3-hole hitter, Carlos De La Cruz.
First baseman, Carlos De La Cruz.
So Chris McMahon started. Bruce Goldsberry went 2 innings. And now Dugan Darnell in here in the 7th. As De La Cruz settles in and swings and misses at the first pitch. De La Cruz 0 for 2 on the night, walked in the first, struck out in the second, grounded out to short in the 5th. Not much of a lead for Dunn. Now he takes a hop step off as this pitch is in the dirt. Stopped nicely by Drew Romo. Romo, an outstanding defensive catcher. Again, one of the top prospects in the Rockies organization and a former #1 draft pick. Very good defensively. Much like we've been talking about with Johan Rojas, it's the bat that has to come along for Romo, but he is just 21 years of age. De La Cruz now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lined up the middle and bobbled at second base. Dunn lost sight of it, and he stopped running, and so it's going to turn into a force out at the bag. Dunn stopped running thinking that Eddie Diaz, the second baseman, was going to catch it in the air, and he didn't. Tried to short hop it, bobbled it, and because Dunn stopped running, it turned into a force out at second base. And De La Cruz now is safe at first base. Dunn retired, and I'll bring up McCarthy Tatum. Tatum, the cleanup hitter, 1 for 3 on the night, singled in the first inning. As De La Cruz now takes the lead off of first with 1 out. First pitch swinging, a little tapper towards short. Carreras up with it, flips to second for 1. Relay is in time as the leather for the Yard Goats gets them out of any further damage here in the 7th. No runs, no hits, and nobody left for the Phils. 7 complete here on opening night at FirstEnergy Stadium. It's the Hartford Yard Goats 4, the Reading Fightin' Phils 4.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
The Reading Fightin' Phils birthday package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you're a youngster or an adult, there's no better birthday than a Fightin' Phils birthday. The Fightin' Fan birthday package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $130. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
We start the top half of the 8th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Fightin' Phils as Andrew Schultz will now come on for Reading with a 4-4 tie as we hit to the top of the 8th inning.
Andrew Schultz in for the Phils, making his second appearance of the season. Pitched in their last game on Sunday, went an inning against Richmond. No decision, did strike out a batter. The 6'4", 195-pound righty from Alpharetta, Georgia, in for Braden Zarbniski.
His job now is to try and hold down the Yard Goats, who have tied this game at 4-4 after a couple of solo home runs in the 7th. As warming Bernable, Drew Romo, and Julio Carreras, the 5, 6, and 7 hole hitters, due up to face Schultz. Schultz pitched his college baseball at the University of Tennessee. 31 games last year at Jersey Shore. Bernable fouls this one out of play. Schultz, in those 31 games, no wins, 3 losses, 4.80 ERA. 30 innings pitched. He struck out 48 and walked 30. Hard throwing right-hander. Ahead of Bernable, no balls and a strike. Back with the second. This one's fouled down the third base line. So back-to-back pitches fouled off by Bernable, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Fouled out in his first at-bat, grounded out and to short, and grounded out to first in the 6th inning. So 0 for 3 on the night, now 0 for 5 on the season. This one ripped into the hole between short and third, and the 8th hit of the night for the suddenly hot bats of the Yard Goats has the leadoff base runner on here with nobody out in the 8th inning.
Good piece of hitting there. Lead off the 8th inning. They always say leadoff base runners, that's what you want to get. And that's what they got right there.
So David Parkinson had pretty much held the Yard Goat bats in check through the first 5 innings. Gets surrendered just 3 hits, but 5 hits since then, including the 2 solo home runs. And that'll bring up Drew Romo, who's looking for his first hit of the night. Switch hitting catcher fouls the first pitch to him out of play, up and over the 67 club, down the third base line, and out of play. So Drew Romo, young catcher, just 1 for 14 so far to start the 2023 season. This one tapped, and that'll be a base hit as it goes through. The runner, Burnable, had to hold up to make sure the ball didn't hit him as it rolls into right field for a base hit. So back-to-back singles here for the Yard Goats in the 8th. They've got something going again with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a play that De La Cruz could have made. He kind of froze right away, maybe kind of didn't want to run into the runner or anything like that. But, big first baseman, 6'8". Maybe if he lays out, he makes a play. But nonetheless, first and second, nobody out. Got the bottom of the lineup up, but Carreras, who's up, did homer his last time up.
Yeah, he got this kind of late-game rally going for the Yard Goats by getting that home run in the 7th, and then followed a couple batters later by Restituyo, and that's how we're tied at 4. And now a chance for Carreras to do further damage with 2 on and nobody out here in the top half of the 8th inning, a 4-4 tie. Schultz to the pitch, the plate, shows bunt. Schultz off the mound will make the play to first. Covering at second base is Wendell Rio, so the sacrifice is good. Burnable moves up to third, Romo to second. And now 1 out in the 8th inning.
Thought for a second he had a play there, but his momentum was taking him away from the third base for Schultz. So goes to first, gets the easy out. Infield comes up. Big one here. We want a shallow pop fly, want a ground ball right to an infielder, want a strikeout, just something to get you to 2 outs.
So we've seen that from Kristen Orfeo tonight, that he is a guy who will play some small ball, and he has the runners move up for now the 8-hole hitter in Nico Decolade, who is 0 for 3 on the night. A couple of strikeouts and grounded out the third in his 3 plate appearances. Actually, it's Colin Simpson pinch hitting for Decolade. So pinch hitter for the 8-hole hitter in Simpson, who's got some power. So Colin Simpson will bat. Simpson, 5'10", 150-pounder. Excuse me, 5'7", 225-pounder. I was going to say that can't be right, but now that I looked at the right player, 5'7", 228 for Colin Simpson. First pitch to him is way up high.
98 on that last fastball by Schultz. So you're just going to try to blow him by him. Challenge him with your best fastball and dare him to hit it.
Two on, 1 out. And a tie ball game. Pitch. Tried to check his swing and is able to do so. So now the count is 2 balls and no strikes to Simpson. Simpson, 26 years of age, originally from Edmond, Oklahoma. Played his college baseball at Oklahoma State. He was a 29th round draft pick in 2019 and had 17 home runs last year in Spokane. This one bounces up there. Nice play by McDowell to keep it in front of him, keep the runners in position.
Got the 9-man next. Counts 3-0. What point do you just give him the free pass and set up the double play?
Well, looking like that's going to happen as of yet, anyhow. See if this is just a pitch around. Eddie Diaz, that 9-hole hitter in the on-deck circle. 3 balls and no strikes. And that's way outside, ball 4. So Simpson is a base runner. So the bases, as Jake said, are now loaded. And Andrew Schultz has himself a jam to get out of, but before that happens, he's going to get a visit from his pitching coach, Brad Burgess.
And I mean, look, like that walk, not the worst thing in the world. And who knows, maybe they were trying to dance around Simpson a little bit there. So double plays in order, but at the same time, base hit breaks this game open. So this is where you need one of those Univest double plays. Get a ground ball back towards the middle. Martinez has made plenty of plays there. Quick conversation from Bergeson. So, we'll see what, kind of what the conversation was and see what he does here.
Nobody loosening up as of yet in the Fightin's bullpen. As Eddie Diaz, who is 0 for 2 on the night, was hit by a pitch and scored the first run of the game for the Goats back in the 3rd. Bases loaded, 1 out in a tie game, top half of the 8th inning. Schultz from the stretch. Pitch over for a called strike 1.
That's a big one. Just that conversation, too, just settles you down. You see yourself throw a strike. You feel those mechanics settle out. It can do a lot for a pitcher.
Vladimir Restituyo and the top of the order in the on-deck circle. Schultz comes 0-1. Right back up through the box and through the box and into center field for a base hit. Burnable will score, and everybody else moves up just 1 base. So Schultz tried to get out of the way of it and could not, and hit the pitching rubber and then trickled into center field. Rojas charges it and gets it in. Everybody moves up one base, but Hartford leads for the first time now at 5-4. Be a base hit and an RBI for Eddie Diaz.
Just one of those unfortunate bounces for the R-Phils. Still same thing. You want to get a hard ground ball. You can do it again towards one of the shifted infielders. Try and turn two and just get out of this inning.
Restituyo 2 for 4 on the night. Scored a couple of runs. Singleton scored in the third, and then his home run in the seventh tied this game up at 4. It's now 5-4 Hartford on top. With the bases loaded and still one out here in the top half of the 8th inning. Andrew Schultz trying to limit the damage now. Ripped down the third base line and fair. 1 run will score. Here comes a second run as the ball rolls all the way into the corner, and now they'll hold up Diaz at third base. They throw back behind him, and he dives back in safely. It'll be a 2-run double for Restituyo, and it's now a 7-4 Hartford lead. Vladimir Restituyo has been a thorn in the side of the Fightin' Phils tonight, and he plates 2 more.
Yeah, just one of those again for the R-Phils where got a ball on the ground, just found the hole. And that's what these Hartford hitters have done these last couple of innings is they've just found holes. And can't really, just got to tip your cap to them. Infield's going to come up again for the R-Phils.
Runners at second and third now, and 1 out for Zach Veen. Veen lifts this one foul and out of play. 4 RBIs now on the night for Restituyo. And more importantly, a 3-run advantage now for Hartford. We're still only 1 out here in the top half of the 7th inning. 7-4 Yard Goats on top. Zach Veen looking for further damage. Veen, a left-handed hitter with good wheels. Pitch to him, up high, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Jake said infield is up. Trying to cut off yet another run at the plate. Diaz, the runner at third base. Restituyo, the runner at second. He can get an even bigger lead with the infield up. Pitch, tried to check his swing. Ball in the dirt. They're going to say he swung at it, so it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's a good pitch. Had some late break to it at 90 from Schultz. Able to get Zach Veen to swing over it.
Strikeout would be huge right here for Schultz. With the good wheels of Veen, if he puts the ball in play, he's going to be tough to get out. And tough to get that cut that run off at home, depending on how hard the ball is hit. A strikeout for Schultz would be vital to try to get out of damage here. Hunter Goodman in the on-deck circle. Big swing, no contact, throw down to third, and Tatum was not on the bag, but the strikeout that Schultz needed, he gets as Zach Veen is down with a healthy cut. 2 down here in the 8th.
Yeah, McDowell obviously saw something with Diaz on third, just trying to throw it behind him. Tatum at third. Not really on the same page, but look, still a snap throw. Threw it right to Tatum, kept him honest.
So that'll bring up Hunter Goodman. Goodman 2 for 3 on the night with, or excuse me, 1 for 3 on the night with a double. Is also safe on an error and safe on a fielder's choice as well. Big swing at the off-speed pitch and way out in front of it. And now Schultz ahead, no balls and a strike to Goodman. So Schultz just trying to limit the damage here. Already 3 runs across for Hartford. They've taken the lead in this one. With 2 outs here in the top half of the 8th inning. Ripped towards third. Tatum, it's off his glove. Martinez will field it, but not in time. And everybody will move up one as Eddie Diaz comes across with run number 8 on the night. That'll be an error on the third baseman, McCarthy Tatum. As Restituyo will move up to third base. Goodman safe on an error for the 2nd time in this game.
Yeah, it's another one. Took an awkward hop on Tatum. And it trickles off his glove. And now, if you're the R-Phils, just want to find a way to stifle this rally. Settle it down. Put the wheels back on. You got 2 at-bats left. Down 4. 1 swing in the bat could always tie the game. So just get out of the inning and get the bats back to the plate.
Grant Levine now will bat with runners in the corner and 2 outs. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back. 98 on the radar gun. here at FirstEnergy Stadium off the arm of Schultz. 4 runs across for Hartford, 4 more hits in the inning for the Goats, who now have 11 on the night. 0-1 pitch, low and inside, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fightins have had some glove issues in the last couple innings as well. One pitch, and again swings through a pitch from Schultz, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Levine 1 for 4 on the night, singled back in the 6th inning. Now 3 for 14 on the season, still looking for his first RBI. Pitch, fouled straight back, and it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Misses outside. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Levine, the 9th batter to the plate this inning. If he reaches, it'll be the 2nd time this season a team has batted around against the Phils. Richmond did it on Sunday as well.
Schultz from the stretch, 2-2 pitch. Fouled again. So Levine keeping himself alive. Looking to try to do further damage here for the Yard Goats here in the 8th inning. Hartford been the affiliate of the 2A for the Colorado Rockies since 2015. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Levine. Big swing and a miss, and that will do it. But again, more damage for Hartford here in the 8th. They put 3 runs across. They do it with 4 hits, and they leave 2. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Reading Phillies trying to come back now. They trail 7-4.
Baseball fans, introducing Bally Live, the only app where minor league baseball fans can score major rewards. When you stream your favorite teams live, you'll score rewards. When you chat with friends during a watch party, you'll score rewards. And when you test your skills at trivia, you'll score rewards. Being a fan of minor leagues has never been so rewarding. So what are you waiting for? Download Bally Live for free from the app or Play Store and start scoring rewards today.
Berks Immunization Coalition works to provide leadership and education in promoting age-appropriate immunization across the lifespan for all residents of Berks County. This is a coalition comprised of local physicians, nurse practitioners, school nurses, immunization coordinators, immunization advocates, and pharmaceutical representatives working to encourage continuity of immunization through medical resources. They focus on educating both the community and the providers. For more information, please visit www.immunizeba.org and click Local Coalitions.
Baseball Town Charities is a nonprofit 501c3 charitable organization founded to keep baseball alive in Reading. Youngsters can benefit from the many life lessons the game can offer. Baseball Town Charities currently supports kids and adults with mental and physical disabilities through the Baseball Dream League. Baseball Town Charities also supports inner-city baseball development through the Rip It for Life program, which provides growth both on and off the baseball field. For more information, please visit baseballtown.org.
Bottom half of the 8th inning, Fightin' Phils need to try to mount a comeback here. They're trailing 8-4. I apologize. I said 7-4 at the end of that inning, but it is now an 8-4 game in favor of Hartford after the Goats put 3 more runs across. As Baron Radcliffe leads off for Hartford, for Reading here in the 8th inning. 8 runs on 11 hits now for Hartford. 4 runs on 8 hits for the Fightins. Baron Radcliffe looking to get his first hit of the night. He did walk and score a run back in the 3rd inning. He's in a 1 ball, 1 strike count. This one ripped into right center field and turn and say goodbye. Baron Radcliffe clears the Redners Event Center with a rocket into right center field. Somebody call Reading Regional Airport. That thing had a flight pattern going down 61.
Wow. Like, you stand next to Baron Ratcliffe, and it's like, wow, he's a big guy. I mean, like, you look at his height and weight, and he's just a guy that can hit home runs. 6'4", 228, really strong build. I mean, he crushed that. If you're looking for some momentum, Bob, there it is.
Now an 8-5 game, and Matthew Kroon, who's had a good night, including a home run for the Fightin, steps to the plate, swings at the first pitch and pops this one up in front of the Phil's dugout. Long run for the first baseman, Grant Levine, and he made the catch. I'm not sure that Levine realized he did because he kind of looked back and didn't know the ball was in his glove, but he did hold on, and Kroon is retired on the foul out to the first baseman, Grant Levine. That's one down here in the 8th, and that'll bring up Wendell Rijo. So we were wondering who was going to baptize the Redners Event Center with the first ball off the big brick wall that now is in right center and center field. But we're still waiting because Baron Ratcliffe just cleared it. As Rijo 0 for 3 on the night bats. Dugan Darnell in his second inning of work. Now we're gonna have a pitch clock violation here, as Dugan was slow to deliver. Darnell was slow to deliver to the plate, so a ball is awarded to the batter Wendell Rijo. And then he comes back with his first pitch, and that's over for a called strike. So now 1 ball and 1 strike, and our first official pitch clock violation of the home stanza. Right back with a 1-1 pitch that's low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Up and in, and it's now 3 balls and a strike to Wendell Rijo, native of the Dominican Republic. He was signed at the age of 17 by the Boston Red Sox all the way back in 2013. Made his way to the Philadelphia organization in 2021 as a free agent. Takes this one up high, ball 4. So he works himself a walk, and that's what the Phils are looking for right now with some base runners, as Dugan Darnell surrenders his second walk since coming in relief. And Rijo, a runner at first base with 1 out, and Max McDowell will come to the plate. Fightin's looking for some base runners. They're down 8-5.
This game's far from over, Bob. Still a lot of baseball left to play.
This inning brought to you by the good folks at Swartz Culleton PC. If your loved one is a victim of a nursing home neglect, call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today. As Max McDowell takes a called strike. McDowell 0 for 3 on the night. McDowell spent a good portion of his minor league career in the New York Yankees organization. Was originally drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers back in 2015 in the 13th round. He takes one over for a called strike. McDowell didn't think so. Turns and kind of does a little pirouette in the batter's box. He's now behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Got some unhappy fans here too, Bob.
And this one bounces up there. Romo blocks it and will allow Rijo to move up to second base. So on the wild pitch, Wendell Rijo now is in scoring position with 1 out. And a 1 ball and 2 strike count to veteran catcher Max McDowell. Max, the oldest player on the active roster for the Fightins at 29 years of age. Originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, played his high school baseball at Norwin High School. One ball, 2 strike count. They throw a bluff throw back. Nobody there, and Rijo scrambles back. At Norwin High School, Max McDowell, in his career at Norwin High School, hit .560. Use a hit here. This one rolled towards third. Burnable up with it. He'll make the throw to first base. Rijo has to stay put at second base, so that's out number 2. Big out there for Dugan Darnell, trying to work his way out of this without any further damage. Rijo stays at second now with 2 outs, and Pedro Martinez will come to the plate for the Fightin' Phils.
Really could use a single here. At least cut it to 2 before the turn of the 9th.
Pedro Martinez does have a hit in this game, 1 for 3 on the night. 22-year-old, originally from Pulamar, Venezuela. First pitch to him, big swing, no contact.
think some people in front of us, Bob, are having themselves a good old time tonight.
Maybe a visit to the Yingling Tap Room at some point in time before the game started. You know, it's just a possibility. Pedro Martinez behind in the count, no balls and a strike. This one inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Maybe he came looking for the other Pedro Martinez, and now he's not happy.
Well, the other Pedro Martinez did play here once.
He did indeed. He was back in 2009. 10,000 people showed up on one of the more memorable nights here at FirstEnergy Stadium. 1 ball and 1 strike to the other Pedro Martinez. This one back through the middle, but the shortstop, Carreras, in perfect position, but he threw it away. The ball will trickle into foul territory. Rijo will come home and score, but now Martinez is hung up between first and second. They've got him in a rundown. Carreras trying to run it back to first. Romo there to cover, and Martinez was retired, but the run will count. So on the throwing error by Carreras, the run comes home, so the Phils put 2 across in the 8th. They do so on just 1 hit, none left. We're now through 8s. The score, Hartford 8, Reading 6.
White Star Tours and Travel Centers offers the Our Phils fan road trip again this season. It's your chance to hit the road with other Our Phils fans, see an Our Phils road game, meet with an Our Phils player, and also see an Iron Pigs and Phillies road game. The White Star Our Phils road trip visits Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland from Thursday, July 20th until Sunday, July 23rd. See the Our Phils in Altoona Thursday, meet with an Our Phils player or coach, then head to Toledo Friday and Cleveland Saturday to see many former Fightins in action. The trip heads back to Reading on Sunday. Visit the customer service booth for more info on the White Star Our Phils fan road trip to Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland. Space is very limited, so sign up today.
You can add a delicious all-you-can-eat buffet to any Reading Fightin' Phils game ticket for only $21. This selection includes barbecue chicken and sandwiches, cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, corn, pasta salad, baked beans, potato salad, chips, cookies, and so much more. Drinks feature all Pepsi products. Call the Fightins at 610-370-BALL. Order online at ourphils.com or visit the Customers Bank ticket office at FirstEnergy Stadium.
We head to the top half of the 9th inning, 8-6 now our score as the Fightin' Phils put 2 across in that 8th inning to make it an 8-6 game. PSECU presents tonight's attendance report. Tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium on opening night, 6,417 out on a beautiful night to watch the opening night here. PSECU proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. Tonight's official attendance presented by PSECU. Thank you to our fans who came out to opening night. Got a chance to see some of them. We did our pregame show out on the Tompkins Viss Plaza. Here's a ball up the middle. Fine play by Pedro Martinez. He will turn and throw Warming Burnable out at first base. Looked like it was going to be a base hit off the bat, but Martinez, ranging far to his left up the middle, makes the play and retires Burnable at first base for out number 1 here in the 9th.
I feel like Pedro Martinez is a human highlight reel.
So that will bring up Drew Romo, who was involved in that rundown at the end that got Martinez off the bag. Again, Pedro rounded the base after the ball got away that allowed Rijo to score. That was ruled an error on the throw. That allowed Rijo to score, but Pedro Martinez had started to turn towards second, and then obviously once you make that left turn, you are committed. And so the Goats knew it, and they got him in a rundown and eventually retired him at the bag for the out. So that retired the side. And so now the Fightin's trying to get a hold here and try to have some hero time in the bottom of the 9th inning. This one lifted towards the third base side and will drift out of play over the Yard Goats bullpen. Max Coons is in the game now for the Reading Fightin' Phils. Coons, the 6'2", 210-pounder. He, too, a native of Colorado, originally born in Parker, Colorado. And a swing and a miss as Romo comes up empty. So 2 quick outs here recorded by Coons since he's come into the game. And that will bring Julio Carreras to the plate now for the Yard Goats. Carreras with a solo home run back in that 7th inning. Got things going. At that point in time, cut the Phil's lead to 4-3. Now it's an 8-6 Hartford advantage with 2 outs here in the top half of the 9th inning. This one fouled out of play. Max Coons played his college baseball at Santa Clara. Signed as a free agent by the Phils in the offseason. Was drafted by the New York Mets in the 21st round of the 2016 draft. Released by the Mets in 2019. Played in independent baseball the last couple of seasons in Sioux City, Iowa. So he is in a whole other part of the world tonight here at FirstEnergy Stadium in Reading, Pennsylvania, with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Pitch up high, and Carreras now gets the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big swing, no contact, and a nice inning from Max Coons as he retires the Goats 1-2-3 in the 9th. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Fightins. They come to the plate. They trail 8-6.
Unlike any other area in FirstEnergy Stadium, the Savage 61 Dugout Suite puts you in the closest seat to the action on the field. Located just a few feet from the diamond on the first base side with covered seating, abilities of motion accessible seating, and the most unique view around. Your group will thank you over and over again for this one-of-a-kind experience. Tickets for the Dugout Suite start at $27 and include options to add food and drink packages. The ProMax Fence Systems Foul Porch is an exclusive group experience. Located in our left field corner, groups of 20 to 30 people are treated to 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and drinks. In a festive atmosphere with a bird's-eye view of the visiting bullpen, regular season tickets are $34 for groups of 20 or more. Call us today at 610-370-BALL to reserve a spot for your group.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Starting at $34, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
I want to thank the good folks at Clean Eats. They were our team feed partners for tonight, located at 1665 State Hill Road. Clean Eats and Why Missing. It's a healthy food restaurant that offers a variety of delicious and affordable options for our customers. Dine-in cafe menu includes burgers, wraps, flatbreads, melts, build-your-own bowls, smoothies, and more. Located at, you simply place your order online, pick up your meals at Clean Eats and Why Missing, take them home, and just heat and eat. Most meals are under 500 calories. It costs as low as $6.52 per meal. In addition to their cafe menu and meal plans, healthy food options at Clean Eats and Why Missing include grab-and-go meals, protein smoothies, healthy snacks, and catering for all occasions. Clean Eats, the proud 2023 Fightin' Phil's team feed partner. Fightin' Phil's to the plate here in the bottom half of the 9th inning, and it's the top of the order, and Johan Rojas to lead it off as the Fightin's trying to rally down 8-6 on opening night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Johan Rojas, two hits in 4 plate appearances so far on the night, and he's ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Pitch fouled out of play. 2 balls now and 2 strikes. On in relief now for the Yard Goats, 27-year-old right-hander Nick Kuja. He is a Connecticut native, and of course Hartford is based in Connecticut. They wear the blue and the green color schemes as a tribute to the former NHL team, the Hartford Whalers, long-beloved NHL franchise in Connecticut. Johan Rojas in a 2-2 count. Pitch from Kuja. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Johan Rojas, whose job is to just get on base. This one fouled out of play. Rojas stays alive. Way up and in, ball 3, spinning him off the play, about ball 4, excuse me. And so Rojas does indeed do his job. He's on base. That's what the Phils were looking for, to get that leadoff runner on. Now Oliver Dunn, who also has had a nice night tonight, been on base 3 times. Singled and scored in the first, doubled in the second, also walked in the 7th. So he's officially 2 for 3 on the night. Left-handed hitter, steps into the box as Rojas will take his lead off of first. Great wheels in Rojas. First pitch, Dunn fouls it out of play. No real need for Rojas to steal a base here other than potentially staying out of a double play, but right now you're 2 runs down, so you need base runners. Oh, 1 pitch to Oliver Dunn. Rojas does take off. Dunn swinging at it and fouls it straight back. So Al Padrique trying to go a little hit and run action there, perhaps, to try to get a little bit more action involved in the game. Oliver Dunn, originally from Salt Lake City, was originally drafted by the New York Yankees in the 11th round after playing his college baseball at the University of Utah. He's a 3rd-team All-American at Utah. Released by the Yankees in September and signed by the Phillies as a free agent in December. December of 2022. That is a pickoff throw that gets away. Rojas just barely gets back, and Levine could not hold on to the throw as ball and runner both arrived at the bag at the same time, knocking it loose. Dunn played his baseball last year in the Yankees organization at Somerset in AA and Scranton at AAA. Here's a swing and a miss. He comes up empty at that one. And Oliver Dunn, a strikeout victim. Big out here for Cuja in the 9th. First out recorded as Carlos De La Cruz will come to the plate. Carlos looking for some thumping here. 0 for 3 on the night, walked and back in the 1st inning. Carlos had the big opening series, 4 for 9 in the 3-game series in Richmond. Reading trying to avoid an 0-4 start. Down 8-6 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Fans here at FirstEnergy Stadium, 6,000 plus strong, trying to rally the troops. Rojas again takes off. The throw will bounce into center field. He'll have to stay put. And Johan Rojas will pick up his 2nd stolen base of the night. The pitch, I believe, to De La Cruz was a ball. Carlos, 6'8", 210-pound, number 9 prospect in the Phillies organization. Cuja from the stretch. Rojas with a good-sized lead at 2nd. Pitch, just misses. Actually, it looks like that first pitch was called a strike, so now the count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Carlos De La Cruz. Carlos hit a combined 17 home runs in Jersey Shore and here in Reading last year. This one inside is now 2-1. Phils have hit 2 out of the ballpark tonight, so too have the Yard Goats. Carlos De La Cruz trying to join that party. 2 balls and 1 strike to him. Big swing, comes up empty. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carlos thinking like I was, trying to tie it up with that swing. Fouled off his foot at the plate, so he'll have to stay put. Rojas will return back to 2nd base. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cuja from the stretch. Popped down the first base line. There's going to be a long run for Levine, and he'll make the catch in foul ground for out number 2. De La Cruz just kind of threw his bat at it, hoping to foul it out of play and stay alive, but it stayed in play. And Levine able to run it down right in front of the Savage 61 dugout suite for the second out of the inning. So the Phils down to their final at bat here on the opening night, and it's cleanup hitter McCarthy Tatum, who's 1 out of 4 on the night. Big swing, no contact from McCarthy Tatum, who did drive one out in the opening series against Richmond, the lone long ball in that 3-game series for the Phils. No balls and a strike. Pitch popped up into right field. Zach Veen now in right field, battling with the wind. He'll fight it and he'll make the catch, and Hartford will get the W. A come from behind win tonight for the Hartford Yard Goats. They win it by a final score of 8-6. No runs, no hits, and the Phils leave a man on in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Hartford with the come from behind win. The final score, the Yard Goats 8, the Fightin' Phils 6. We will take a timeout, back with our postgame show when we return on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network. Welcome back to our post-game show as the Reading Fightin' Phils come up empty tonight in their home opener. Great crowd on hand for the Fightin' Phils, but unfortunately they see the Phils drop now to 0-4 on the season, 6,417 in attendance tonight, but the Reading Fightin' Phils come up empty as the Hartford Yard Goats with the come-from-behind victory. Again, Reading jumped out on top in this one as the Fightins put 2 across in the top half of the first inning. Johan Rojas, Oliver Dunn got it started. And ultimately coming across on the RBI single from McCarthy Tatum. Fightins took a 2-0 lead in that first inning. Only to see Hartford make their first comeback with a 2-spot in the third. Eddie Diaz got it started by getting hit with a pitch. Then Vladimir Restituyo gets a base hit as well, and a 2-run double from Hunter Goodman tied the game at 2 apiece. The Fightins came back to put 2 more right back on the bottom half of the third inning. Baron Radcliffe drew a walk, and then Matthew Kroon drives one into right center field for a 2-run home run, and the Fightin' Phils were right back up on top by a score of 4-2. But then the Yard Goats were able to equal that with a 2-spot in the 7th, and that was on 2 solo home runs, one from Julio Carreras, the other from Vladimir Restituyo. And after we headed to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 4-4 tie, The Yard Goats then took the lead for the first time in the 8th as they put 4 runs across in that inning, and they did it on 4 hits. Warming Burnable got it started with a base hit. He came around to score, as did Drew Romo. Big spot in that game, in that inning, on an RBI single by Eddie Diaz. And then a 2-run double by Restituyo made it a 4-run inning and an 8-4 Hartford advantage. The Fightins came back and got 2 more back in the bottom half of the 8th inning on a solo home run from Baron Radcliffe. And then Wendell Rijo walked, went to second on a wild pitch, and came around to score on an error off the bat of Pedro Martinez to make it an 8-4 game. But unfortunately, or 8-6 game, but unfortunately that was it, as the Fightins were unable to put anything across in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Vladimir Restituyo, without a doubt, the player of the game for the Yard Goats, as he ends up with 3 hits in the game, including 3 RBIs, a single, a double, and a home run. And as a result of that, the Yard Goats now even their record at 2-2, and the Fightins still looking for the first win of the 2023 season, as they fall now to 0-4. So that will do it for our broadcast tonight. Again, opening night here at FirstEnergy Stadium, and the Reading Fightin' Phils fall to the Hartford Yard Goats by a final score of 8-6, as Hartford ends up with 8 runs on 11 hits. There were 2 Reading Phillies errors, and Hartford left 6 on the bases. Reading ends up with 6 hits on 9 hits. Again, they committed a couple errors, and they left 9 on base, including 1 in the 9th inning. So the Goats now at 2-2. Reading falls to 0-4. This is the 57th year of Philadelphia Phillies, Reading Phillies affiliation, the longest affiliation in minor league baseball. On the opening night, great crowd on hand, but unfortunately the Phils come up on the short end of an 8-6 loss. So that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Fightins right back in action. 6:45 is the first pitch. We'll be on the plaza. Will open up at 6 o'clock. We will be there for our pregame show alongside Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool. The pregame show will be at 6 o'clock. You watch it live on Facebook, and the pregame show will air at 6:25. We'll be back with first pitch here at FirstEnergy Stadium on the Fightin' Phils radio network at 6:45. So once again, the final score, Hartford 8, Reading 6. For my colleague Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Thank you for listening to Fightin' Phils baseball here on the Fightin' Phils radio network. Thanks for listening. Hope you'll do so again tonight, or better yet, we'll see you at the ballpark.